Welcome back to Dom's Corner, everybody. I'm your host, Dom Martino, and sitting down here with me today is Mr. Ian Schick, looking all festive over there. Ian, how you doing today, bud?
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the... How's the rest of it go?
That was a fine rendition of that song, sir, and I appreciate you singing it for us. But today, we are here to talk about some news and some Star Wars. Yes.
You never give me the chance to ask you how you're doing. You never give me that chance. How are you doing, Dom?
I'm doing very well. I've got some great news today. Great things to talk about. A lot of exciting stuff. I'm very excited today. I'm not going to lie.
Good. I'm glad.
Excited as in just jolly, not horny. But so today we're going to talk about, well, actually, before we get started, please hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends. It's much appreciated. But yeah, dude, I've been getting all these messages and stuff, and it's asking me if this is a Star Wars channel. It's like, no, we're talking about Star Wars a lot right now because it's super fucking relevant right now, and it's going to be kind of hard to avoid until Mandalorian's over, if you ask me.
It's going to be hard to avoid until they stop making Star Wars shit.
Plus, it was like you said last week, like, I think for most fans, this is like the pinnacle of excitement when it comes to Star Wars.
On top of that, I mean, Christmas time is Star Wars time. I mean, if it's not Star Wars time, it's Harry Potter time. You got one or the other.
It's so true. Like when
for some people, Die Hard.
When Force Awakens came out in December, like it just set Star Wars as, or it set December as the month of Star Wars for me anyway. Like
you know what else set December as the month for Star Wars?
What's that? Not the holiday special. No.
Okay, never mind. I'll stop now.
No, that back then and back in '77, it was like when that holiday special came out, people were like, "Well, that just reaffirms that summer is the time for Star Wars, not winter," you know. But then Force Awakens comes out and kind of changes that again. Although Solo in May was one of the dumbest things Lucasfilm ever done, and it's because of that. It's like everybody knew. It's like once you get around November, December, you start getting that Star Wars fever, and you're craving it. What?
Big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts.
What's that mean?
It's like that's. I mean, big facts. I mean, it's like factual.
Like true, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like
I've just never heard it said that way before. That's why it threw me off.
I can either say facts, big facts, ginormous facts, or I can say humongous facts.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, yeah, big facts. I guess I'll start using that. I've just never heard it, but
it's what I like to use.
Yeah, guys. So listen, you know, it's been a great week, especially for Star Wars.
Not especially. Unfortunately, we lost.
That's true. We'll start with that. Yeah, let's jump into this unfortunate news. First and foremost, David Prowse passed away. The man that was behind the suit as Darth Vader. For those of you who don't know, I know a lot of people associate James Earl Jones being the voice of Vader, but David Prowse is really the actor that brings him to life.
He's the one who gave him that demanding stance.
Yeah, demanding stance. Incredible. I mean, I think about the choreography alone, you know, and I always, my favorite lightsaber moment in all of Star Wars is still Empire Strikes Back for me. And it sits there. It stands the test of time, and a lot of that is the movement that Browse brought to Vader. And
I'm not gonna lie to you, that moment was topped for me by Rogue One.
That's fine, and that's understandable.
That's the only moment that could top it for me. And I can understand why it tops it, why yours is number one, but that Rogue One, that moment, that was just orgasmic. Sorry, let's continue.
Well, Rogue One, it was number 3. I think last week I got a new number 3. If you know what I mean. Before we get into spoilers,
we'll get into that.
Rogue One's probably number 4 now, but that's an amazing moment for sure. My favorite moment, and we're just talking about lightsaber moments in general.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure my audio. Okay. Woo! I thought we were doing this and the audio wasn't going through the entire time, but it was, so we are good. Sorry about that, folks. You know, for me, it's Empire, the duel between Luke and Vader. Last Jedi Throne Room. and then it was Rogue One. Now I have a new one. So,
You know what? I think I know you just took a drink. I'm not sure if you're drinking alcohol, if you're drinking normal shit. But I feel like we needed to have a toast for the life of David.
I'll tell you what it is. It's eggnog, and it may or may not be alcoholic.
Fair enough. A
so
toast.
a toast.
A toast.
Yes, to David Prowse. Thank you for many years of entertainment. Many years of just being the fucking man. Let's be honest, and that's yes, and humongous facts.
Humongous facts.
Seriously, it's like I said, a lot of people, and I do this too. I'm guilty of it. When I think of Vader, I think James Earl Jones, but
Same.
it's like Mandalorian. You think of him, you think Pedro Pascal, but really, there's typically another guy under that suit. It's not always Pedro.
Is there really? I didn't know that.
Typically,
Okay.
yeah.
When he's doing all the stunts and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's times when he's under there, and I think he was under the suit more predominantly this season. But
I hope so.
Yeah, like last season, I think it was really, I'm being serious, I think he did like the pilot and then the last episode where he took the helmet off and it was him under there. And then other than that, I don't think he really did much. I think it was all voice work, so. Not that the voice actors are bad either. I'm just saying that, like, that both of them as a collaborative effort really create the characters under the mask.
I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I love my voice actors.
Michael Myers and Jason, though,
those
those actors got off easy because they get the full credit because they don't talk. So you're like, that's who gets the full credit, is whoever's under those masks.
Yeah.
So they got off easy. But yeah, seriously, man, it was unfortunate Star Wars news. But again, he lived a full life.
Yes.
No, he wasn't the man under the suit in Rogue One, which is a lot of people's favorites, but he gave us a lot of entertaining stuff, and yeah, very full life he lived. And
I wouldn't imagine he'd be the man in Rogue One.
Yeah, I feel like once you've acted in Star Wars, like regardless of how it was received,
you have it made.
Yeah, like
you've made a goal.
People give Hayden Christensen a lot of shit. They give Ahmed Best a lot of shit from the prequels and stuff, but like,
I think they all did fantastic. I think every single one of those people from the prequels did fantastic.
They did their job. They did what they were asked to do, and that's about all you can ask for. If you're hired for the job, you were hired for a reason, and I think that they probably did their best.
I did not like the Rose character. We've talked about this, but even Rose did a fantastic job doing what she was supposed to do. Again, I don't like Rose. And again, I do want to reiterate one last time. This is the last time because we're on the subject of Rose. If you are the type of person who sends death threats to somebody for a role they've played, you need to reevaluate yourself. That's all I have to say there.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to look at it too. And George Lucas famously is not good with actors. Like, it's just a fact. Like, he's never been good with actors. Like, he got lucky in the original trilogy. He got 3 pretty damn good actors for what they were, and that's just a fact, big fact.
Big facts.
He
did get lucky.
But they make fun of him all the time. Harrison, Carey, and Mark Hamill. I mean, they were always like, anytime you could ask any of them. Well, unfortunately, Carey's passed, but you can ask Mark or Harrison today, and they'd tell you. You ask them what direction did George Lucas give you as an actor, and they would say faster, more intense. That's Lucas's direction on set to an actor. He doesn't really.
Well, you can ask Carrie Fisher with a Ouija board. Sorry, bad joke.
Probably. Yeah. Listen.
That is kind of funny though. Faster, more intense.
No, that's like that was George's direction on set, man. It's faster, more intense. Yeah, he just that's
the man's a goober.
Yeah. And then if he's like fine with the scene or thinks it's passable, he just doesn't say anything at all. I was like, if you ever watched that Last Jedi documentary, it's called The Director and the Jedi, the one with Ryan. They were like, when Ryan's happy with something because he just gets this really high pitched, excited laugh, and then if he doesn't like something, he just goes, You know, so and they show
feel
it. You can see the clips of him actually doing that on the set.
okay.
It's
That's
like,
great. He
yeah.
should have been like with that whole movie.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't I found a new appreciation for the movie, like we talked about,
yeah,
but I still don't like the movie like that.
yeah.
I love the series. That's not the highlight for me.
Well, listen. Speaking of that movie, and you'll see why I said that. Listen. I read this script. I got something interesting. This original Duel of the Fates script
Let us hear it
by
because
Colin Trevorrow.
I am bad with reading.
Okay. Well, what do you
I can't
want?
even read my shirt.
What do you want to know? I guess. First and
Summarize
foremost,
it.
it's
Summarize
tough
it.
because it's a lot, man. Like it's tough. So, and it's fresh in my mind. But like, I guess here's what I'll say about it. This is like if I were to like review it overall.
Here's what I'll say. Summarize it to key points to where you feel like there's some important things, and then give me the biggest parts that you feel like were for you, like the biggest news for you in that.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go off of how I feel first and foremost about it,
That's fine.
which is like, first of all, I fucking loved it. It's incredible. Like I've read like bullet points before, you know what I mean? There's like these are things that happen, but like it doesn't justify it until you read it front to back. You know what I mean? Like, or any of the articles I read. I'm gonna do my best to kind of break it down here for you, you know, to
That's
try
fine.
to give you the excitement that I had. And so, plus, I'm so fresh off this thing, and it's like I'm reading this dude, and I'm like, okay. Well, first and foremost, here's what I'll say. I want to make sure that everybody understands that I understand that Carrie Fisher is a strong part of the script. She was. She had a pretty big role in it, and it would have. So I mean, it would have been tough to do without her. That said, I'm reading this thing, and I'm sitting there like, how do you fire a filmmaker for this script? I mean, not saying he got fired for the script, but he got fired for creative differences. That was the usual PR statement they put out about him, and it's like, how nobody in their right mind is reading the script and going, this is not going to work.
It wasn't Disney enough for them.
Well, certainly
That's my joke.
it is, but it's not. Like, okay, it's definitely one thing I will say. It's definitely the most adult. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, it would have been had this gotten made. It probably would have been the most adult in tone. But it has like a lot of the same fundamentals that like Disney would use in one of these too. So on the same hand, I don't understand why you don't do it. And not to mention, like, the other thing I was feeling while I was reading this was Colin Trevorrow is a fan. He is an actual fan of this stuff. Like, you can tell. It's evident. It shows.
See, one thing I want to cut in real quick. One thing that we got lucky with is they still kept Filoni. And the reason why is because Filoni is a super fucking fan. What they need to start doing is having directors who are super fans of the series.
I agree.
And actually direct these, because like then you get somebody who like Rain Johnson, or whatever his name is.
He's a huge fan, I think. But go ahead.
I just don't think he did well with that movie. That's just me. I mean, like, I'm not saying cut out Rose. I'm saying, like, he could have reworked her and made her a little bit more likable of a character. I felt like the love interest stuff was, like, we didn't need it. That's just me.
I didn't see. That's the difference between you and me, though, is I didn't look at that as love interest.
I felt like it was just a love interest thing. Like, yes, it was a character there to help build Finn as a character, but I feel like it was more love interest based than it was like character building.
I didn't feel that way, but
I feel like there's a lot of things, like we talked about this with Mandalorian. Jon Favreau is directing Mandalorian. He's like the main guy for Mandalorian, but we know that Filoni is in his ear like, do it, do this, do it, do it.
Well, it's very collaborative. I think it's Filoni's like giving them the creative input. Like Favreau will tell you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Favreau will tell you he's not like a fan of the prequels and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
And you don't have to be.
well,
I
you
don't
do
think you
though.
necessarily.
I think you need Dave to be there to be, because Dave needs to know the
No,
lore. You need to know the
no, I
lore
agree
really
with you
well.
there. But I'm
Yeah.
saying to work with these Star Wars movies, I don't think you have to be a fan of the prequels. And the reason why is because that's already set in stone canon. You just have to roll with it. I feel like you have to
True.
be a fan of Star Wars in general.
I'm sorry, I meant you have to know it really well, which Favreau does not. Dave does, and so I think that's where
But
Dave
he
comes
has
in.
Dave in his ear, so I'm
Right.
cool with that. I
Favreau
feel like
understands the originals really well, though, and I think not that Dave doesn't, but I feel like Favreau, that's kind of where he plays. Like he's,
yeah.
you could see the collaborative effort. Is my point.
I
But
feel like that's why it makes sense that he's working on Mandalorian since it's following up from the originals.
yeah,
Literally 5 years after. I was looking up the timeline the other day.
right, yeah,
When I was messaging you about the background, you could see the ghost and all
yeah.
that stuff. Literally, when I was texting you that, he said Bo-Katan, and I was just like, Bo-Katan ship.
Oh,
That's exactly why I said Bo-Katan ship.
I see.
Or else I wouldn't have said that at all.
No, no, it was the ghost, but still,
Excuse me.
it's a cool
That would've
little,
been
it's
stupid.
cool little Easter egg though. And somebody told me they saw, I don't know how much sense this actually makes, but somebody told me they saw Boba Fett's Slave 1 in there too, which I don't know how that makes sense. I don't think that Boba
Well,
Fett would just go fight for the rebellion, but who knows? Or the resistance, I guess.
we're getting a Boba Fett show for a reason, so we will
Right.
see.
We'll see. I mean,
Who's to say Boba Fett doesn't
excuse
change
me.
sides? Because
It's possible.
I mean,
Possible.
but there's a whole breakdown. There's like an hour long to 2 hour, 3 hour long breakdown of all the ships
Yeah.
that are there. My friend Angel was telling me.
Yeah.
I offered him to join one of these one time because he was the one who pointed out to me all the ships. I didn't know the ships were back there. You guys never talked to me about that, so I didn't know about it, and I never went out of my way looking for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, all in all, I feel like there's a lot of reason for Boba Fett to do it, because I mean, at first it was just like Darth Vader's in his ear. It's not Palpatine. So why the fuck should he have any connection to Palpatine like that? Why not make him a rebel? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'd be cool with him still being a villain in a sense.
Yeah.
Even though I don't even think I'd ever technically count him as a villain.
I don't know. He wasn't really a villain. He was a bounty hunter doing his job.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Mando was the same thing.
Hired
Yeah.
hand.
So. Yeah.
Hired hand. So I mean, like, I don't count him as a villain,
That's
even
true.
though he is, by technicality, a villain.
It's just not in his it's not in his personality as far as what we've seen so far to do it. That's, I guess, what I was getting at, but perhaps it will be at some point. But okay, so let me get back into the script though.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're fine. But that was another thing I was going to mention is, instead of, and I get it, man. I think Disney panicked when they got JJ back on board because of the backlash to Last Jedi. And I think that they were like, they tied him, you know what I mean? They tied him up a little bit. They were like, okay, JJ, you have to do this. You have to please the people that didn't like The Last Jedi. You have to end the entire saga. And you have to, do that while making everybody happy, or trying to make everybody happy. And we've said this before, that is next to an impossible task with Rise of Skywalker. Colin Trevorrow, this is the vibe I was getting from the script. He wasn't tied to any of that. You know what I mean? Like, this thing was turned in back in 2016. That's before Last Jedi was released. Yeah. So that means that he, in order to make this stuff work, and you would see it if you read it, he and Rian Johnson were talking very closely. Like, you could tell. They were in cahoots, you know what I mean? Which, to where JJ, I don't think, got that opportunity to talk to Ryan. And, like, Colin and Ryan were bouncing creative ideas off each other. Like, Ryan was telling Colin what he was doing so Colin can figure out how to carry this stuff over. And it works. It really works. So this script, basically, anybody that walked out of Last Jedi and was like, well, I didn't like that, it didn't set up the next thing. This script basically goes, fuck you. We set it up. It's set up in there. We know exactly what we're doing. And I feel like that would have worked out so much better than, I mean, if it felt this cohesive as this script made the trilogy feel, than what we ended up getting.
Yeah.
It did. It felt like it carried over everything. I'm not, and this is coming from a fan of Rise of Skywalker. I like that movie. I like that movie a lot. This script, though, the feeling walking out of this movie would have been so different. And I feel like Rise of Skywalker, for some people, while a lot more fans were on board with it, it still carried over the divisiveness. And I
At some
feel
point, I'm sorry. I was just, it came to mind, and I got to talk it out. At some point, I need you to talk to my friend Angel about your own input about these three movies, because he absolutely hated them.
that's fine. I don't mind. I mean, I can.
Okay.
I'll give him my perspective. I don't like talking to the people that are just going to shut my opinion down. Though he needs to be able to listen.
I feel like he has more questions than he has about shutting things down.
Okay.
He's open. He's open.
Perfect. I don't mind talking to anybody, but they can't be like, "Oh, your opinion's fucking stupid," because I've talked to those people, and I don't waste my time with them. I don't waste my time with them. Yeah.
If he ends up being that type of person, you're more than welcome to hang up that call.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Sorry. Go on.
No, I like Rise of Skywalker. It's my least favorite of the three, and I think a lot of that is you could just tell that JJ was given so many instructions. It was like he was given a checklist of things he had to do to try to make this work. And Colin, this felt like not only an original story, but again, he was talking to Ryan Johnson, about what he wanted, what Ryan was going to do. So that way he was prepared about what to do in the last chapter, and it made The Last Jedi feel more like it was planned to do what it did. You know what I mean? Rather than JJ's movie that's like, well, we're not going to ignore what happened in The Last Jedi. We're still going to honor it, but we're also going to do this over here. You know what I mean? This script, man, I'm telling you, was the best last chapter. So let me tell you about some of the things that are in this script. First of all, that this is where you get excited. The dark sabers in this script. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, I think I just nut.
Mortis, which I don't know how much you know about Mortis.
Nothing.
Well, you'll see in the Clone Wars, carried over from the Clone Wars. It's basically the planet where the Force originated from. Which basically, what it looks like to me is JJ took the same concept of that planet, except he made it Exegol for some reason. Yes, there are wayfinders in this script, but he actually calls them holocrons in the script.
Thank God.
Not wayfinders. The plot's different.
Even the Sith
we'll
holocrons are still holocrons, aren't they?
Yeah, it's all holocron. It shouldn't be called anything but holocron, which is a problem as a fan I had with Rise of Skywalker, but this movie makes so much sense. So. Palpatine is not back in this movie, but we do get him in like a hologram type thing, which is super fucking cool if I could dive into that, because the hologram that Kylo Ren sees Palpatine in was from back in when he was training Vader and stuff. Like, this was like Palpatine had like this plan for Vader in this script. Palpatine had this plan where he was gonna it was like almost as if Luke had if Luke had been turned to the dark side. This was like an order for Vader. And it brought this story full circle. You want to know what the order was? He goes and sees this, gosh dang it, I can't remember the character's name in the script, but basically it's Darth Plagueis. So basically the order for Vader was to go to Plagueis. It's alluded to. It's like he basically tells you, I'm Plagueis. So basically the order for Vader is to go to Darth Plagueis and actually learn that power about how to heal and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, take life away. So like everything that he wanted to learn. So like Vader's final task, essentially, this is what I gathered, is that Vader's final task was to train Luke, or to get Luke over to the dark side. And once he did that, Palpatine was going to reward Vader with the power that he wanted to learn this entire time, which I found to be incredibly interesting. Let me tell you what else. Rey is nobody still, but listen to this. You want to know, actually, she is somebody. You want to know who Rey was in this script? Basically,
yeah, definitely.
Snoke. So, okay, this is amazing.
What?
So wait a second. She's not Snoke. I'm sorry, but let me say what I was going to say. So Snoke is never really explained, but he didn't need to be because of the route that they take it. Because Kylo killed Rey's parents off of Snoke's order. And Snoke, the other order that Kylo Ren had, was to seek out Jedi children and kill them. Yeah, Kylo's like the full-blown villain of this story, by the way. So his order from Snoke was to seek out
I would have liked that.
Jedi children and kill them. And once he excuse me, and he did that, he was successful except for one, and the one that got away was Rey. So that is why she's Force sensitive. There was all these Force children, and Kylo was supposed to go take them out. So that was Snoke's orders. And then Rey was the one that got away. That works a lot better for me.
I mean, honestly, I kind of agree.
And it makes sense because then her parents, well, they were nobody in JJ's, but you know what I mean?
It was still cool seeing her with the fucking lightning, but
we got that too here, and it's a lot better than the one that we got in the other one. Because guess what? It doesn't happen from tug of war with the ship. Rey goes and fights the Knights of Ren and gets so pissed off at them because it's such a difficult fight that she just shoots lightning at them. Like, it's out of anger. But it's
so she just gets a little touch. She still gets in a little touch of her dark side,
right? And the other part of it is, I mean, I think she's fighting them on Mustafar, where Vader, Vader's castle was, and Anakin burnt up the lava planet. I think that's where she's fighting them. Chewie, by the way, this is amazing, takes one of the Knights of Ren, throws them, and then shoots them up in the air, like, with his bowcaster, like, pull!
Oh my god.
The First Order has Mace Windu's lightsaber as well. And guess what? The First Order has taken over Coruscant from the original trilogy. And that's where they end up acquiring Mace Windu's lightsaber. So that's amazing. And at the end of it, after they win, after the Resistance wins, because the Resistance still wins, obviously, General Hux kills himself with Mace Windu's lightsaber. That's insane to me.
Say the last part one last time. I'm so sorry.
So after the Resistance wins, Mace Windu kills, or sorry, not Mace Windu, General Hux kills himself with Mace Windu's lightsaber. Like, he commits harikari with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Seppuku.
Yeah, right. That's what he does with it. And I was like, oh my god, that's dark, Kylo was insane in this fucking script, though. Dude, like, let me tell you, man, he is nuts. Like, so he goes to this, what's supposed to be, I believe, a 9,000-year-old spirit of Plagueis to go achieve this power that Vader was supposed to achieve. And then, because it's like an older, decrepit, like, kind of, Plagueis, because, again, 9,000 years old, you know what I mean? But he teaches him the power, and then Kylo just slaughters the dude. So Kylo just takes Plagueis out right after he learns the power from Plagueis, which is, like, so Kylo of him to do. And then...
Definitely.
And then Kylo, then he goes, like, after that, he goes, like, full-on Sith, you know what I mean? Like, full-blown Sith. And he goes over, he goes back to his base where Vader's helmet is, and he picks it up, and he's just like, I know why you failed now, And he just throws Vader's helmet. Could you imagine how epic that would have been, dude? Just like seeing that, he just, I know why you failed now. Throws it, and then he's going out to battle and kicking some ass, and you just hear the music. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we would have felt it, dude. Oh, man.
Bro, there's no way they could have ended it right then and there, too.
No, of course not. Well,
like
there's more. I'll get into everything here, but...
No, I'm saying in general, like, they could have continued the fucking series.
Oh, well, something happens at the end to Kylo. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what happens to Kylo at the end. But let me go back to the very beginning of this movie real quick, or the script, because it's some of the best stuff. So they're on this spy mission to figure out what's going on, because basically the plot is the First Order, they're pissed because the First Order has basically silenced all communication throughout the galaxy, which makes sense because it's like, he doesn't want the Resistance to rebuild their numbers. So how does he do that? The First Order cuts all communication throughout the galaxy, which I thought was a really interesting plot. This opening crawl is far better than the one in Rise of Skywalker, by the way. Like, I'm not trying to compare it because I understand this movie will never be made, but you get my point, right? So anyway, so they're on this whole spy mission, and it's like they're trying to figure out what's going on, like why they can't, get out communications and stuff like that, and they're trying to figure shit out. They have BB-8 like painted and like graphite too, just to be undercover and all that shit. And they're like, so it's Finn, Poe and Rose. That was the other thing I wanted to say about Rose. Much better in this movie, but she's in it a lot. She's in the script like a lot.
If she's better in this movie, I'd be
Oh,
cool
by
with it.
far, dude. She has like really like amazing lines in the script. Like amazing lines. They should have. Oh my gosh, damn it! I want to cry because they should have made this fucking movie. But, so like, listen, man. So they're in they're on this spy mission. I think like they end up like. It's like one of the sandier planets. I don't think it's Tatooine, but it's like a sand planet. I'd have to go back and look, but it's like a sand.
It's one of the planets you don't like.
Oh, I pretty much did like it though once I heard what happened. So they're in the sand planet, and there's Tusken Raiders around and stuff like that. So there's there's this massive fight with some First Order soldiers happening, and then one of the Tusken Raiders comes up and ignites a double-bladed lightsaber. And it turns out it was Rey the entire time. Could you imagine that reaction? She takes off the thing, everything, the entire outfit, and she's like all dressed in black. And her double-bladed lightsaber, I believe, is one part of it is her staff, and the other part of it is part of the Skywalker lightsaber that she'd built. Could you imagine that theater reaction?
Amazing.
Yeah, one end is like, I think one end is...
Why the fuck did they fire this man?
Both, I think one end is like
At
blue and one end is green. There are two different colors on each end.
Why did they fire? What the fuck is wrong with them?
Wait till you hear this ending of this movie. By the way,
go on.
Oh, I'm not even there
yet.
You've
convinced me to read this script. Go on.
But wait a minute. Okay, so the Resistance base actually has a Jedi dojo, which is pretty fucking sweet. Where Rey trains. Guess who's training Rey in this movie? Not Leia. Force Ghost Luke is training Rey. Force Ghost Luke is in this script so fucking much, by the way. Okay, so here's what happens, dude. You're gonna love this part. So I told you about the holocron. Kylo takes it and sees the Palpatine message to Vader from a long time ago. Well, Kylo he basically takes it into this cave to like activate the holocron, right? So he's got this holocron, he's walking through this cave, and Force Ghost Luke pops up to him, and he's basically like, don't do it, kid. You know what I mean? Don't do it. He's like, you're going down a bad path. I know, man. And so he's coming up to him, and he's saying all this shit. And
you still have a chance.
Yeah, and Kylo's like, he's like, look at where this is getting you. It's a line like that. And Kylo looks at Luke, and he's like, well, look where it got you. You're just a ghost. And I think Luke is pretty much like, we'll see about that, you know what I mean? All smart aleck like. And so Kylo walks down the cave, opens up this holocron. Before he actually follows the path and goes to what I think is Darth Plagueis, like a 9,000-year-old Plagueis. Before all that happens, and he listens to what Palpatine was saying, the holocron realizes that it's not Darth Vader, and the holocron was only meant for Vader. So basically it explodes, tears Kylo's face like all the fucking shreds, and he's in pain. Some Ugnaughts from the First Order come and get him, and they take him into a hospital bed, and it's almost like a parallel to what was going on with Vader in Revenge of the Sith to me, because they have him in this bed, face all torn to shreds, and they use Mandalorian armor. They melt it down, and they use it to cauterize his wounds. And so he's got, like, his face is all filled with metal, and then he's got breathing problems now, so he actually gets a mask to breathe. So this is one of the things I loved here, is that they actually gave him a mask because they had purpose, not just, oh, I'm just gonna rebuild my mask, you know what I mean? Like this, they had to give him a mask, and it was gonna be like a completely different design mask, like probably looked a little bit more Mandalorian but black, you know, since they were using Mandalorian armor to remeld his face and everything.
I'm about it.
Dude, it sounds fucking cool. So wait, man, it gets better. Don't think it don't get better. It gets better. Again, I couldn't believe what I was reading here. This shit is amazing. But so then, let's kind of boost our ways to the ending, because I just told you about that Luke thing. So I think the ending would be much more fitting. Oh, by the way, Poe and Rey have the love story here, kind of, which is interesting. I don't know how on board I was with it, but
I kind of like it. I'd like to see it, but I kind of like it. I'm pissed.
So basically, what this ending comes down to is like, Poe is leading this ground battle, right? Or I'm sorry, Poe is leading a space battle. Obviously, Poe would be up in the space battle piloting. Finn is leading the ground battle. Also, Rose got captured. That was part of the final thing, as he had to go get Rose. But Poe is basically, excuse me, Poe is basically, in the air, and Rey tells him that she has to go to Mortis, right? Because she's got to go stop Kylo Ren from busting, or because Kylo Ren, once he gets to Mortis, he's gonna basically what's on Mortis waiting for him, according to the 9,000-year-old Plagueis guy. On Mortis, he's going to be able to achieve like ultimate force powers, right? Ultimate force abilities. That's what's going to happen to Kylo Ren on Mortis at the end here. So Rey's going over there to stop him, and there was one powerful scene about like Rey doubting herself, and like Leia's telling her like, JJ kind of used this, by the way. She didn't say don't be afraid of who you are, but she's like, the Force, it was more powerful the way it was written. It was like, the Force like chose you, and you will, you were chosen by the Force for this. Like, so don't be afraid of it. So listen, so she's going to Mortis to stop Kylo Ren from achieving like this ultimate Force power. So she's heading over there, and basically what ends up happening is it's all going on. It's all going to be intercut with one another. The ground battle, the space battle, the lightsaber duel happening on Mortis. Rey and Kylo Ren get into the duel of the fates, which is what the movie's called, I guess, on Mortis, because she's trying to stop him, and then they fight for like a long time, and Kylo fucking wrecks her, like blinds her. I'm not kidding. Hits her with the saber.
Canon.
Blinds Rey, right. That's what I thought of. It was like kind of a callback to that. But yeah, he gets her so bad he blinds her eventually. She's on the ground all fucking, but it's cool because then it cuts to the scene earlier where she had a blindfold on. And was, Luke was training her with the blindfold. So it's like, kind of like Kanan, he could still see through the Force in a way. So everything she's kind of figures out how to still see Kylo, I believe, but it's all through like vision. You know what I mean? Like a Force vision is how she's seeing what Kylo's doing. And so finally Kylo goes up to the whatever that he had to go up to get the Force ability, like the ultimate Force ability, and then he like I can't remember what happens. Like, Luke, like, grabs his lightsaber blade as a Force ghost and was like, I told you so. And then Kylo, like, opens whatever thing he was supposed to open, and, like, nothing is in there. So, like, Luke ended up retaliating. You know what I mean? Getting him back, and was like...
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then, like, Rey is, like, just seeing... but then Kylo goes over to, like, Rey, and he's, like... He's getting ready to kill her once and for all. He's just like raged. Like, what they were saying is like Kylo's like, he's like slashing his lightsaber everywhere. Like he's like taking down statues and everything with his rage. Very angry.
Big Angie.
Yeah, and so he goes over to kill Rey from this rage. And this is the moment, and JJ took this over into Rise of Skywalker, but very differently. He goes to kill Rey, and then Leia passes through, and says, Ben, we need you. And then, you know what he was doing? It wasn't with the saber, because Luke took his saber. I'm sorry, let me backtrack just a tad. So he goes to Rey, and he uses that power that Plagueis was teaching him about sucking out the Force, or sucking the life essence out of her. So that's what he was doing, because he wanted to take her life essence, and then so when he had her life essence, he would have balance basically, and he would bring it to, but he's a bad guy, so you don't want him to be in control obviously at this point. But then that's when Leia passes through the Force, kind of like she did in Rise of Skywalker, except much better here and more powerful, I think, and says, Ben, we need you. And then, like, at the last minute, he, like, realizes it. Like, I could just imagine this playing out similarly, but he realizes it and takes, like, Rey's hand and then sucks the life essence back into her. So it ended kind of the same there. You know what I mean? So he still had that idea of, he finished what Vader started because he, gave the one he loved his power, or the you know what I mean. He saved the one he loved at the end of the day. But it still was, so the same thing got across in what JJ did, but it was just executed far better here, I felt like.
Yes. I mean, hearing about this script, yes. Yes, 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 yes. So much better. This script sounds so much fucking better. What the fuck was Disney thinking? Hold on a second. I'm about to fucking rage. What the fuck was Disney thinking? They were just like, huh, J.J. Abrams is coming back. Fuck Colin.
Yeah.
Fuck Colin's idea. Colin's idea is shit. No, I'm sorry. I actually really liked Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That was just me. That's my own
I liked it too. I'm a fan of it.
Fucking hate it.
Oh, you can't.
I fucking hate it now.
That's not fair because had we never known. No. That's not fair. I understand where you're coming from, but let me say
I wish I didn't know now. This is your fault.
It's not fair because we liked it before we knew about the script, but
now I fucking hate it because we could have got something so much better.
I don't
just
hate
hearing
it.
The script is so much better. Like the
script is awesome.
You gave me your own form of bullet points. This script, just from your own form of summarization / bullet points, is already 1,000 times better. Oh my fucking god. No, I fucking hate Rise of Skywalker now.
I don't want to.
I stick by it.
I don't want to make you hate it anymore, but listen to this though, because I forgot about this little detail. So like,
oh god,
when he goes down into the thing where he meets Plagueis, it's like a tomb type thing where he meets. Well, I'm assuming it's Plagueis. He basically says it's Plagueis, without actually saying it's Plagueis. You know what I mean? It's one of those. You could just tell by reading it. That's how good the writing is.
You know it is.
But he goes down there into that tomb with the 9,000-year-old Plagueis, and it's like, apparently it looks like the Lord of the Rings tomb in the Return of the King where all the dead fucking bodies are. It just sounds so fucking dope, man. It sounds so dope. And like, it's one of those scripts, and this is how I really felt, man. It was one of those things where, yeah, I got chills in parts when I watched Rise of Skywalker, but there's very few things that can give me the feeling of getting chills and kind of being uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable by like how high the stakes are, you know what I mean, and how in danger my characters that I care about are, you know what I mean, and it gave me discomfort reading it, but in a good way, if that makes sense. And it was like I felt my heart pounding when I'm reading the script because I'm like, oh my god, I want to know what happens. You know, Rey's blind. You know, it's one of those.
Excuse me. I have to finish this drink now after hearing all this.
Brother, it's quite something. You know, I'm being serious, man. I highly, highly recommend this, dude. Like, read this. I'm telling you.
I'm pissed.
Read this. I'm telling you.
I'm pissed now. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah. Hey, can you rant? Can you rant about the script for like 10 more minutes while I get up real quick? I'm listening to you.
I'm fucking annoyed because like.
Keep going for 10 minutes. Just explain your feelings and thoughts. I can still hear you on the script, okay? But
no, you're good. You're good. Do your thing. I'm annoyed. Because I did like Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker was a good movie, in my own opinion. A lot of people disagree. You're okay to disagree. That is your own opinion. But now that I know this is the script we could have got, in comparison to the script we did get, sorry, J.J. Abrams, but fuck you. I'm pissed you came back. I'm pissed. Which, you know, in the long run, if people ever find this when I go to do job interviews for audio engineering, you know, I'm kind of screwed there, I guess. But I'm mad. I'm so mad. We had such a huge story to go off of. Hearing the script is like euphoria, and at the same time the worst experience I've ever had, because like now I have to have this image of what we could have had. My bad. It blows my mind that a super company like Disney that knows how to make films, they have fantastic cinematography. I know a lot of people could disagree with that, but I mean, on the legitimate note, they make great purchases, and then they, you know, put into those purchases, they actually invest. And I feel like they try to invest into Star Wars, and now I feel like they try to invest way too hard out of fear of losing fans, and I feel like them investing too hard lost a lot of fans when they could have built up to this. Like, take your fucking chances. We've seen many places where people have taken their chances, taking the long route, and it pays back. I'm not sure if any of you guys watching have ever watched the show Food Wars, but Food Wars is a fantastic demonstration of this, because that kid, he's just like, I'll fucking take the long route, and then he fucking comes in and demolishes. The long route pays off. Yes, I'm just referencing an anime right then and there, but the long route pays off. 8 was a flop. Yes.
Not really.
It was not money wise.
Not critically, or no, not critically either. Critics like that the best out of the 3. But go ahead anyway. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Fans didn't like it.
Fan base.
I get it.
It was a flop. They lost fans with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you heard my whole rant so far. But had they held out, if they had held the fuck out and just let Colin do his thing, I don't even know what Colin's directed. But now Colin's just become my favorite director. He's just become my fucking favorite director.
He's doing that third Jurassic World movie, if that gives you hope.
I've not watched any of those. I know I need to.
He directed the first one too, and the first one's good. The second one sucks because he didn't direct. Not because he didn't direct it, but I think that attributed to why it sucked.
He didn't direct it.
Yeah, and he's doing the third one, and I'm excited.
Hearing this script, it's because he didn't direct it. That's where I'm getting at now. I'm fucking mad. I'm mad, Dom. I'm mad. I still have a place in my heart for Rise of Skywalker.
Me too. Me too.
But fuck that movie. That movie, I'm pissed. Fuck that movie. It'll always be right here. But now it's like, I want it to be down in the fucking grave and given and like redone. They need to redo it. They need to do Collins. They need to retcon it and be like, yeah, sorry for that monstrosity. Sorry, J.J. Abrams, your fucking form sucked because we were stupid with you. Let's bring Colin back into this and fucking do it. Bring them all back on set right the fuck now and redo this fucking movie. J.J. Abrams, I love a lot of your work, but
good guy. Good guy, dude. All right, listen. So I would usually ask you to restrain yourself from being upset, and you know this. But 2 things. Number one,
I'm not going to restrain
Number one,
myself
the rant.
I'm sorry,
the rant.
After that,
well, hold on. Number one, the rant was epic. Okay. Number 2.
Thank you.
Number 2, I understand your feelings.
Thank you.
I would, however, and I would be in agreement with you on the retconning thing. I mean, seriously, after reading this, I would be in agreement. But
at this point, it's already set in stone, and that's a lot of money.
Right. And plus, I feel like Mandalorian has a plan to tie into all this and make it that much cooler. And I don't want to screw up whatever they got planned out already. You know what I mean?
Agree.
That's the other part of it. And I'm like, let's let Dave and Favreau do what they were going to do. And the other thing is like, it's different than like letting Zack Snyder come back and do his movie, because it's like the Justice League movie flopped, like really flopped all across the board. So it's different, you know what I mean? But that said, I don't know who in their right mind reads this and doesn't use like at least 75% of the script.
They look at the man, they're just like, get fucked.
It wasn't.
That's what they did. They literally looked at the script, they looked at this man, and they said, get fucked.
It wasn't like that. It was more or less, I know it had to do with Carrie Fisher, because his firing came shortly after the Carrie Fisher death. And so, like, the fact that Leia was, and she was in the script a lot more than Rise of Skywalker, like a lot more. She had a lot of exchanges with Rey and stuff, but I still am like, I know they probably wanted to let JJ do what JJ was going to do, but man, they went into panic mode, dude. They were like, they really did after Last Jedi. They were like, well, they don't like it, so now we need to try to not honor it, but at the same time ignore it. You know what I mean? And it's like, Trevorrow didn't do that. Trevorrow made this trilogy, this saga, feel as cohesive as it possibly could have been with the script. You know what I mean? And you could tell him and Rian Johnson were communicating together. They had a plan. Say what you will about Last Jedi, but after reading this script, and I know other people that did not like Last Jedi read this script and appreciated Last Jedi so much more, because they were like, they had a fucking plan, those two.
I would have actually, I literally just texted my friend and I was like, give me your email right the fuck now.
Yeah, send him this.
I did. And I said, I just sent you he sent it to me. So I said, I just sent you the original script for episode 9. It's so much better than Rise of Skywalker. It actually makes episode 8 a great setup.
It does.
I would have, had they stuck with this, I would have actually liked episode 8.
Yeah.
I can already tell I would have actually liked it.
You know what's awesome? Is your anger comes from excitement, and that makes me happy for the script. You know what I mean? Like,
look, again, I want to state, I actually do still like 8. Sorry, J.J. Abrams, I was shitting on you. But anger, it gets
you mean
the
9?
best of
You were talking. Well, you probably like 8 and 9 now, but whatever. I get.
No,
what
I
you're
mean,
saying.
I would have liked. I like 9, but
yeah.
I would have liked 8 at this point. Having seen Colin's form.
Just so you know, and this is part of the reason I'm saying this, so nobody can sit here and go, fuck Ryan Johnson anymore, because they had a plan. They had a plan. They were working on something.
They really did.
And Luke is in this script a lot more too, as a Force
fans
Ghost.
Would have loved that.
And it pays off more to have him as a Force Ghost, so he can come back in the end and grab a fucking lightsaber. I have not.
You need to send this to Mark.
Okay. I will. I don't know if I'll actually
Hands
read
down.
it, but I'll send it to him.
Convince him. Be like, Ian doesn't read, and Ian wants to read this.
I'll ask him to listen to this podcast, and then maybe that'll convince him.
Do it. I would have liked 8 way fucking more.
Yeah.
Pause that thought. I'm switching headsets because I'm going to make another fucking drink, because after hearing all that shit, now I need another fucking drink.
All right, I'm going to talk for a little bit then. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
I'll hear you in the background, if anything. Pause, because I do want to hear what you have to say. Continue.
Okay. So, yeah, like Ian was saying, I mean, I understand the anger. I definitely do. Because it comes from excitement, and it's not like, I understand, like, I'm always the guy that's like, okay, we're never really promised anything with Star Wars, so don't get your expectations up, but this, to me, after reading this, and I understand that Lucasfilm went into panic mode, I get it, their fan base is split in half, but I'm telling you, there are very, very few Star Wars fans that are going to read the script and say, well, that blew. You know, I mean, because it is so good. It flows. You can read it really quick because you're attached from the very beginning. Again, my only gripes with it really were like, I wanted to dive more into the so-called 9,000-year-old Plagueis figure. I kind of just wanted a little more backstory on him, although it was pretty fucking awesome when we got him. And then my other issue with that script was the Poe-Rey thing. I wasn't necessarily sold on it. We didn't really get a lot of backstory with them to where I was like sold on it. But there is this moment that's kind of beautiful, which it would be beautiful with any love connection like this, where she's going off to, you know, fight Kylo. Poe is like begging her to stay, and it was actually really sad to read, where Poe is like begging Rey, has her on by the arm. Like, I was crying almost reading this. This is how powerful this script is. And she, like, it came down to the point where she was like, she used the Jedi mind trick on him in order for him to let her go. And that made me emotional just thinking about it. Like, so that stuff is insane. And like, there's another moment toward the end where Rey is like down on the ground, and it kind of parallels Rise of Skywalker, kind of, because Rey's on the ground, and instead of like looking up to the stars and talking to all the Force ghosts or Force spirits, she really just thinks about the Resistance and the friends she made there, and she's just saying to herself, okay, I have to get up and make this happen. Also, there's the moment when Kylo's just sucking the life out of her. She's when Kylo's just sucking the ever-living life out of Rey. You know, she's just begging him to stop. And it's just like, it's not budging. And just reading like how intense and epic these moments were brought a lot of emotions to me. Like, a lot of emotions. And it's a powerful ass script, man. I'm telling you. It was epic, gave me chills, and also made me uncomfortable all at the same time, but in the best way possible, because, you know, it was... Go ahead.
This movie sounded like, this script sounded like this would have been the perfect thriller action fantasy movie.
I agree.
Sorry, continue. But I was listening the whole time.
I mean, and depending on how it was all executed, I mean, it could have been possibly the best Star Wars movie. Like, I hate to take it that far, but I have really strong feelings about how this movie would have turned out. I still have a place in my heart for Rise of Skywalker and J.J. Abrams. I can't wait to see what J.J. Abrams does next. I like him as a filmmaker, man. I think
Yeah,
he's
I do
good,
too.
and I think he was doing a job, and he was tasked with something that was impossible. And the difference here is Trevorrow wasn't tied to all these things. And speaking of J.J., I would have liked to see what he could have done had he not been tied to so many stipulations too, because he probably could have knocked something out of the park also. You know what I mean?
I mean, he could have just revised that script to have less
Right.
Carrie Fisher lines.
Right.
That's all he had.
That's how
Honestly,
I felt from the beginning
script
reading this. Yeah.
seems so much fucking better.
Yeah. I mean, and he clearly took stuff. And if you look at the credits from there, they still gave Trevorrow some credit for writing, thank God.
Good.
Because they did take some stuff from that script, it's clear. But they just reordered it. And overall, the script is fundamentally different than what was, you know what I mean, being put in Rise of Skywalker.
I need to watch a feel-good movie after this. So I'm glad that I got Elf. I'm glad that I got Elf on Steelbook.
That was pretty cool. It's a good buy, but yeah, man, listen, I implore you to read this from beginning to end because I still feel like I didn't justify it, but
I am now going to, but I'm watching Elf first to get my mind
I understand. I understand.
To bring me down to earth.
Because
I'm out and a long time ago in a galaxy far away now.
Makes me want to rewatch Last Jedi and just think about what could have been, you know, and think about this script while watching it. Be like, oh, you know, I see what they were doing. You know what I mean? And just
you stressed me out by giving me this fantastic. Sorry. It's not your fault. You stressed me out by giving me this fantastic rundown of what the script would have fucking been.
I had to tell you about it, man. I had to.
I'm glad you did because I would not have read it, but now I'm going to. I'm not a reader. I don't have the capacity to just sit down and read a book. I don't have the capacity to like just read. I barely even want to read comments that are more than 4 sentences.
You know what I want to say to JJ though? If there's one critique I can give him, like, I mean, genuinely him, because again, he was doing a job. I think he had a lot of stipulations, but this is the one thing I'm going to critique.
I'm glad he still did as good as what he did.
Yeah. This is what I'll critique here. Wayfinder? Really? Wayfinder?
Wayfinder.
Could have called it a holocron. I don't think Disney would have given a shit if he called it a holocron.
Why did you pick Wayfinder?
Oh,
JJ,
buddy.
What the fuck is...
Okay, I'm done.
I don't know. Did they really think that people wouldn't understand that what it was doing? Because, I mean, I get it. They used it to navigate their way. I get that, but...
I don't care if people didn't understand. Here's the thing. You have to take it upon yourself to actually delve into what the lore is for these movies. And I don't think that's wrong.
No.
I feel like this is such an expansive fucking story through and through. Every last bit. Even Old Republic. I mean, Old Republic, I don't know anything about. I need to. I know about Raven, Darth Revan. And I know about, like, a few things other than that. I mean, we got Plagueis from...
It's Revan.
You have right there?
Revan.
He looks sick just from that picture.
Oh, yeah. Well, they based Kylo Ren's look off of Revan.
I love that.
Yeah.
That would have been better! That would have been better! Why? I'm sorry for screaming, but why?
Oh, it's hilarious. I'm loving it. But,
I'm so mad now.
At least Revan's canon.
Yes, I'm glad.
I mean, well, we don't know how yet, but at least it's canon. They haven't revealed how it's going to become canon. But see, the only reason I really know that Revan's canon is because all the figures that are not canon have a Legends sticker on them, and this one does not have a Legends sticker. So
which people are not canon? I thought pretty much everything was canon.
No. Everything that came out before 2014 is not canon. That always has Legends stickers on it. Because
really,
with the exception of Clone Wars, yeah, and Clone Wars in the movies, you know what I mean? Because basically, like, and it's fine. I get why they did that, 100%. And I love the new canon. I really do when it comes to novels and Mandalorian, all that. Like, I love the new canon. and Rebels. I love it. But the reason that they got rid of a lot of that is because a lot of it contradicted each other. You know what I mean? Like the books and comics and all that. So it was like, it was just time to delete it.
So what wasn't canon? Like,
well, I mean, there's
quick rundown.
Well, like Revan came from Knights of the Old Republic. That game's not canon anymore.
It's not canon?
No, it's a fun game, but it's not canon.
That makes me mad.
Yeah. It's okay.
Wait, hold on. So if it's not canon anymore, but his character is canon, does that mean we're going to get a remake?
Probably, or something. I mean, like, they might make movies for the start of the Jedi. When they had
I
Dan
want
and
them
Dave...
to remake the game. I want them to remake the game. But
yeah.
fucking stay away from EA. Fucking stay away from EA. EA does not do a good job. I'm sorry.
We'll see.
They did a good job with the story. The gameplay was trash.
Yeah.
At least for PlayStation, it was trash. Yeah. I know you said for Xbox you had a good time.
I did. I did have problems.
I warned somebody about playing, Fallen Order. But I was like, look, maybe you'll have an easier time than I did because my friend had his Xbox. So he had an easier time playing. So maybe they just they developed it better for Xbox and not PlayStation.
I think they're working on it. Who knows?
They're not working on it anymore. Not for PlayStation. Either way, I would love... I'm sorry, but keep the games. Don't remake them as movies. The only time I will accept...
I didn't think they were. I thought my theory was that when they had Dan and Dave doing Game of Thrones, I just thought that they were going to go back to the beginning of the Jedi and the Sith, which makes a lot of sense, and they would have brought Revan in there. That was my theory.
If they do a TV show, I'll be fine with it. But if you do movies,
do TV. I agree. Do TV.
Please, God, do not do movies because I don't want to wait years to finish this story. Like, I don't want to wait years just to be like, oh, there's 3 movies. Yeah. I want to see a fucking full-length TV series. I don't care if it's 1 season. I don't care if it's 15 seasons. I want to see it.
I agree.
I don't want to... Like, I want to be able to finish it then and there. I want to actually be able to, like, watch this stuff and be like, okay, I'm into it. Or play it. I'd prefer to play it because I love playing games. Mm-hmm. I am a gamer through and through. Like, Jedi Fallen Order, had the controls not been so buggy for me, that game would have been a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Like, that, I did enjoy the story. The story was fun.
The story's incredible.
Fun. That alcohol I just made, I literally just made a very, very tall glass out of the whiskey glass I had, and I mean, like, it was at the tippy top. I had a drink already, and it was pretty much pure whiskey. So I mean, this is all pure whiskey. So I'm feeling it. I have to drink after that script. I really do. That script stressed me out. But I want them to remake old Knights of the Old Republic and make it fit the storyline if it's not canon anymore. I want them to make it canon again because I would love to play it. I would love to see it. And I mean, like, I'm not sure if you were ever into Resident Evil, but honestly, I loved the remakes. I loved how they changed the story up. The Resident Evil games that they just remade, they're fantastic. They make their story great. A lot of people didn't like it from my understanding, but I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And I've seen gameplay of the originals. I know the story of the originals. I know the story all the way up to 7, even though 7 is the only one I won't play because it terrifies me and I'm a pussy.
But, like, here's the thing though. Like, think about Thrawn though. Like, Thrawn was a part of Legends, right? Like, before he got deleted. Well, listen, but Thrawn was a part of Legends, and then he didn't come until after Return of the Jedi in that timeline. But then they brought him back into canon, and I fucking love what they did with him in canon. You know what I mean? Like, I
feel like everything they do with canon is solid. That's just me. Even the things outside of canon are solid.
Yeah. Except the movies. Nah, I mean,
what movie's not? Yeah. I mean, like, let's be honest. I love Solo Story, but canon-wise, it does not make sense.
It does, but it doesn't. Actually, what's funny to me is that, like, it's
the movie talking, that makes the least sense canon-wise.
I think it works. I mean, but the thing is, like,
it works story-wise. Yes.
But, like, the funny thing about that movie is when it comes to, like, little subtle references of all the movies they've done so far, like, that one brings in most stuff from, like, canon. You know what I mean? Like Corellia's like introduced in like outside canon and all that. You know what I mean? So it's like things like that. They just brought in the most from outside canon. I thought in that one. Doesn't mean it's better. It's just it kind of makes me laugh.
I love Solo's story. I understand why it didn't make even box office goals or anything like that. I understand why it was the.
They should not have released it in May, man. That was a dumb choice.
They really shouldn't have. They should have reworked that whole thing entirely for another year and a half to 2 years.
I don't think he even would have taken that. I mean, Ron Howard did a great job in the 3 to 6 months he had. It just if he had just a little more time,
I'm not
it would have been
that whatsoever.
Would have been even better if he had more time. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like that movie's solid. I love that movie. I like it. Canon-wise, I do understand why people don't like it. I do understand why people don't like the acting. I feel like, you're not gonna get a good Han Solo replica. Yeah. I feel like this actor did what he could, and I feel like he did a fantastic job with what he could. I don't think he was undershot, and I don't think that Han Solo was a bad movie. In my own opinion. Again, these are all opinions. So, I mean, like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to, feel like that was a bad movie. But I feel like the worst choice, like you stated, is the fact they released it in May.
Yeah, because by December, everybody has Star Wars fever. Doesn't matter how they felt about Last Jedi. They would have had Star Wars fever by December again. Just give it more time. Yeah.
On top of that, not only do they have Star Wars fever, they have family time fever. They're like, this is the holidays. It's time to take family out. I didn't even consider that into the Star Wars movies, but that's probably the reason why that fucking dad and his kid were right next to me talking the whole time during episode 7.
All right.
And I'm cool with that.
Was that 7 or 8?
That was 7. 8.
Okay.
8 was the ticket you gave me.
That's right.
And I just had a bad experience because these two people have never watched the films before.
I got you.
Wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Again,
sad about that because
I probably would have had a better experience.
Yeah.
But I was also at the very front of the movie theater, and it blows my mind people like the very front, but they do, and they're allowed to. Good for those people. I'm glad they take those spots up, so the spots at least in the middle to the top aren't taken.
Right.
I don't even like being at the very top. I like being in the straight middle, so my head is straight on, not like this or like this.
I get it. Excuse me. So I hate to ruin the flow of natural conversation, but let's talk about.
That's fine.
Let's talk about the Christmas Chronicles Part 2. Oh, which you didn't like. Boy. I thought this movie was a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What did you think of the original?
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
I love the original.
Really?
I liked this one. I didn't love it. I didn't like it so much where I'd be like, yeah, I want to watch it again. I liked it enough to where I was like, you know what? I feel like that fits. And that's it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm watching this you've got the director of Harry Potter, well, the first 2, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Home Alone 1 and 2. What went wrong? I couldn't believe it.
I think it has to do with I honestly believe this. What's his name? I can't think of it at the moment, and I feel like a horrible person because I love The Thing from 1980.
Kurt Russell? He did fantastic. I love seeing him as Santa. I love seeing him as Santa.
I love Kurt Russell in general. Kurt Russell is a phenomenal actor.
He's the saving grace of The Thing, if there is one, because to me, it's he is having so much fun in these movies, man.
Definitely.
He fucking loves playing Santa.
I want them. Okay, so I want them to continue these movies. I do. I want them to stop playing so much into let's be super fucking kid friendly, but let's be as adult friendly as possible at the same time.
I don't even need them to be. I don't know.
Just make it straight middle. Just make it straight middle.
Whatever was
here's the thing.
The first
You're
one,
sitting here seeing
fine.
so many corny. It's because they followed straight middle. The first one followed a solid line down the middle. They were like, we're gonna have some adult humor, but we're gonna have a lot of kid humor at the same time. To where adults can laugh at the kid humor, but still find, oh, my kid's not going to get this. This is great.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
This one, it's just it's so far adult.
And
then it's cringy.
Here's the thing, though. I
like the movie.
If I really want to pick the first one apart too, I can. But the thing is I feel like that movie felt very self-aware of what it was doing. This movie did not to me. You know what I mean?
It knew what it was in the first one.
This one did not.
I do like the film. But I agree with your statement.
I'm glad you liked it. I wanted to like it because, I mean, I liked that first one. I thought this would be a fun Christmas flick. I think it went way too Hallmark. You know what I mean? Like it felt
really
very
fucking did.
very Hallmark to me.
What was Netflix thinking? Is one of my things.
Yeah, like I mean, and then you had I mean, I didn't mind like the elves being animated and shit in the first one too much, but they went overboard with elves and what elves can do, and then oh my gosh, this is one of the worst things about the whole movie. They take this tour of the North Pole, and I swear to God, this tour took like 10 hours long for them to finish because there is so much shit in the North Pole.
It was just filler.
It was overboard.
Like, honestly,
overboard.
The tour was filler.
Yes.
It was filler. And I mean, like, here's one thing that I realized. Have you ever watched the movie The Babysitter?
The one with Bella Thorne on Netflix?
Yeah.
No, I didn't check it out.
Wait. Maybe her, the cheerleader. She was a cheerleader in that. Yeah.
I didn't check it out, but I know the movie.
The first one, phenomenal. I loved it. The second one, garbage. Straight fucking garbage fire.
Yeah, I
first
feel
one
like
great.
I don't know.
I also love the actress that plays the babysitter. She's hot.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
She's good looking, but I mean, I just for me, it's like this movie it went way overboard with everything. It was like they took all the things that they thought that I personally loved about the first one and threw them in here, but it was like they were so sure of themselves. These are the elements that were good about the first one. Nope, you were wrong. By the way, there's a scene in the beginning I noticed that like there's a cutaway.
The first one did good because it tied in that modern humor.
Yeah, let's not talk about spoilers either, by the way. Big spoilers.
That's fine.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're avoiding those right now.
I feel like the first one did a good job, like the Santa Claus stories did with Tim Allen.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
Santa Claus at that time had good modern humor while still appealing to children and appealing to adults in a good straight down the middle line.
Well, the difference is that the sequels weren't bad either for those, to be honest with you. I didn't think.
No, the sequels the third one was supposed to be trash. I liked it. I didn't think it was awful.
Yeah, I liked it too. I didn't think it was bad either. First two are fire. Third one not as good.
Facts. They're so good.
Yeah. But the thing is, but back to this real quick, because there was a scene in the beginning. I don't know if you caught this. This isn't a spoiler, but Ma's got a new boyfriend, and he's played by, I think it was Tyrese Gibson, to be honest with you.
It was.
Yeah, so they're on the dance floor, and there's this part where they cut over to them dancing, and then Tyrese is doing the thumbs up, and then, like, somebody else comes over, and they're like, what are they doing over there? And then, I swear to God, it was, like, the same shot that they used twice. You know what I mean? It was like...
I don't think I noticed that. But I also watched it after watching The Package, and the package
looked like the same shot.
The Package just kind of ruined me for the night. It was a decent movie. It wasn't fantastic.
I'll let you review that if you want to, but hold on.
That's fine.
Let me wrap this up real quick. So
there's not much we can say about Santa Claus. I mean, the
Christmas Chronicles Part 2. I mean, listen, if you like the first one, maybe if you're one of those people that's like, I'm gonna watch Christmas movies and I'll like it regardless, you're probably gonna enjoy it. But the thing is, for me,
if you watch
like,
movies for cinematography.
Well, I wasn't watching this for that either, though. That's the whole thing. It's like, for me, it's more or less like...
But I feel like at this point, that's what this is. I mean, like, this movie, cinematography, like, their practice in this movie, again, I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't want to watch it again. I feel like their practice with this movie was bad. It was poor. I just
feel for myself that it just didn't capture the magic of the first one. It just felt very stale. One more thing I wanted to say. The kid that plays Belschnickel in this, I typically enjoy. In this movie, for some reason, he was not working. Hunt for the Wilder People. He's fantastic in Hunt for the Wilder People.
I don't think I've seen that.
And Deadpool 2. He was in Deadpool 2. He's awesome in that.
Oh, he's the angry kid.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I like that kid in that movie. This movie, he doesn't work. I don't know what he's doing here. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let us know what you thought of Christmas Chronicles Part 2 in the comments below,
I want to give
folks.
my own thought real quick. Again, I like this movie. I'm not going to watch it again.
Yeah.
I feel like Santa Claus with Tim Allen, I feel like why that hit so well is because it has that good modern humor for that time. I feel like even now it has good modern humor.
Yeah.
And I feel like Christmas Chronicles Part 1, it had that good even line down the middle
Yeah,
for
I liked
children
it.
and adults with good modern humor, whereas this one went way in this direction with children and then way in this direction with adults, only in certain parts. So it's literally just a children's movie at this point. And the first one was like for the family. This
Yeah.
one just feels like it's for the kids.
I agree.
I feel like that's where it failed.
Also, there's too many scenes of Santa talking in a different language, but that's for another discussion on this. But anyway, guys,
I can handle that.
Anyway, guys, please leave your feedback in the comments below. Let us know what you thought of Christmas Chronicles Part 2. So what was this? What's this movie, The Package, that you were talking about?
So the package, okay, so maybe it's because one of the actors in it is, actresses in it is the same.
Is this new, by the way? I was just wondering.
2018.
Oh, that's fine. You can talk about it. That's fine.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not gonna go in depth with it.
No, it's not gonna be like a clip out review, but you could talk about it. I want to know.
If you want to go with the clip out review, you're more than welcome to. But
No.
I mean, all in all, have you seen Cock Blockers?
Oh yeah, I like blockers. Cock blockers.
It just felt like they tried to copy the same script in its
Oh,
own
I see.
sense. In this
One
one,
of
dude chops off his own dick because they're all drinking, so it has that Netflix trash humor.
Yeah,
but I mean, like it's pretty much like they're trying to find a way for them to get a medevac, which is a helicopter,
right?
A medical helicopter coming in picking him up, and they put his dick on ice.
Oh.
And they had 2 coolers. They gave him the wrong coolers, so it's just them just trying to, take a trip to get him his penis back. Decent movie. I liked it. I didn't love it. Will I watch it again? Maybe in the future. Not now. It's not like Christmas Chronicles 2. I'm not going to watch Christmas Chronicles 2 ever again. Maybe if I ever have children, which probably won't ever happen because I'm not big on children. If you have children, that's great. Me myself, not a children guy, but with this one, it just felt like they had the same actress, and they're like, you know what, she works for movies that are like corny like this, like sexual humor, teenage angst, this whole nine yards. And personally, I find the actress very attractive, and I personally feel like she does a good job.
I know who you're talking about.
She does.
Yeah.
I don't know her name.
I know I can't think of it, but I know who you're talking about.
If I ever become any sort of relevant whatsoever, hit me up, please. I would love to take you out for dinner in poor people fashion, like I am.
You know what I'm gonna do if I ever grow up, get old, become incredibly rich? You know what I'll do?
Remake episode 9 of Star Wars.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Because the animation, by the time I'm like rich and 80, will be there at the time, and I can just have.
Is that really what you were gonna say?
Yeah, I'm serious, and I can have them. I can have them actually animate the actors. Like, we don't even need them to be that age anymore, because by that time the technology will be there. I feel like. But anyway.
I feel like if anything, all we have to do, as long as the actors are still alive, just have them on set. Be like, hey, look. I want you to be a part of this, and in your own sense, because you were, you played these roles, but we want you to see it.
Right. I agree.
No, you know what? I'm glad that I was able to guess that. But back to the package.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. I just look. On nights like these, there's gonna be a lot of interjections.
We have some strong feelings about this script, though. That's just. I think that's
dude. That script. You know what?
Oh, brother.
I want to do a toast to that script. If there really is alcohol in that, I want you to drink it right now. A toast to this fucking script.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Whew. That script was something else. But back to the package. I mean, it's like they tried to do an American Pie version of a movie, and they just kind of shot short. All in all, would I watch this movie again? As like I said, yes, I would watch it again, probably in the future. I mean,
as like a bad 90s comedy, right? Like, that's kind of how you feel about it.
It's like watching Weird Science all over again, which
I think Weird Science is awesome. Don't fuck with Weird Science.
Hold on. I love Weird Science, but am I gonna watch it all the time? Hell no. Do I have it on Blu-ray? Yes. Would I own the package on Blu-ray? Probably.
Okay.
Probably, to be real.
So it's really that good. So it's really like that funny. Like, or
it has its moments.
Really?
Honestly.
I'll check it out, maybe.
I like how it's corny. I like how
Wait,
it's
wait.
corny.
So
Honestly, after this,
sorry, you were comparing it to Blockers, right?
yeah. I mean, like, I feel like
right. Yeah, no, Blockers is great. Okay, so it's one of those. I'm sorry, I'm off track.
no,
But,
you're okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It tried to copy Blockers. I feel like in its own like sense, it tried to be like, here's another Blockers movie. I feel like the actor. I mean, I feel like the director looked at the actress that he picked and was just like, yeah, we got a new movie like this.
Right. Well, part of what made Blockers work so well is because it was a '90s comedy in its own right. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely one of those.
Humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has very crude humor. Again, it's something I'd watch again. Right now, no. If it comes out on Blu-ray, I would get it. I don't think it was awful. The ending was like, okay, cool. Thanks for leading us up to this. Maybe you'll watch it and not like it as much as I did. But again, I didn't like it too much. I liked it. I would watch it again. But I mean, it's literally just a field trip.
I don't know.
It's all it's literally just them trying to get to their point. The funniest part, there's this little dickhead kid, which it shows in the preview for the movie. This little dickhead kid is just like 11, and he's your stereotypical Fortnite player, owns a drone, has the 3D the Oculus goggle things on. A little douchebag you want to punch, and they scare the living shit out of him, and I love it. That's the funniest scene in my whole movie because it's followed up because it cuts back and he's still there, and then his dad comes in, and it's fucking hilarious. That's the funniest part of the whole movie, in my opinion. There's some solid points to this movie, but that right there is what killed it for me. I was like, yes.
Did you see Good Boys by chance?
Man,
Good Boys was funnier than hell. That was a super funny ass movie.
Send that to me so I remember to watch it. I'll watch it.
All right, I don't know where you could find it right now, but it's fucking great. I would like to watch that again.
I don't promote illegal streaming, but I'll probably do it that way.
No, we don't endorse that here.
I don't endorse it. I'm sorry. But if you make it hard to find, which I mean, I think I've proven my point.
You can rent it.
If I like a movie enough, I will fucking buy it. Because I bought Baby Driver literally the day after watching it 15 times in a row.
Well, it's not on Baby Driver level, but it's pretty funny. It's a good comedy. You ever watch Good Boys?
Oh, I don't. Look, man. After watching Baby Driver, I don't think I'll ever find a movie that can compare to Baby Driver.
Drive.
I love Baby Driver.
Drive.
I still need to watch.
Compares to Baby Driver.
I'll give it a chance tomorrow.
Drive is better than Baby Driver. I don't know.
Shut your fucking
Goodfellas, but better than Baby Driver.
Hold on. So here's one thing I want to say.
Duel of the Fates.
Mafia. You're a whore.
I brought up bad feelings. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trench that up again, man. Don't kill me.
I'm coming to Indiana just to kill you.
Oh, brother.
So, here's the thing about movies like Goodfellas. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
My problem is I can't sit down and watch them.
Why? Goodfellas feels like it flies in like 2 seconds.
It doesn't feel like that for me. It felt like a 5-hour movie for me.
You love Wolf of Wall Street. How does Goodfellas feel different? It's like directed the same way. Has the same.
I think Wolf of Wall Street has better energy.
No.
I really do.
No way.
That's just me.
Okay. It is to each their own. Each their own.
These are opinions.
I agree. Subjective. I get it.
Again, Goodfellas is a fantastic film. It's
amazing.
A fucking solid movie.
It's perfect.
Ray Liotta.
Flawless.
I mean, Ray Liotta. He does great.
Yeah.
Except for in
fuck. What did I see? Yeah, that was a dumb movie, but
that was an awful movie.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I mean, you got Ray Liotta, Christopher Walken's. Wait, he's in that one, right? No. Is he?
Christopher Walken? Remember. No, it's Pesci and De Niro, not Walken.
Yeah, Pesci and De Niro. I mean, like, it's a solid acting career right there. I mean, like, they fucking set their film right there. So I mean, all in all, that movie's great. It's just, for me, movies like that, they as good as they are, they bore me. And I'm willing to admit when they're good, and I'm willing to admit when they're bad, and I will sit through them when I start watching them. But it's hard for me to sit through them. Like, if I'm going to watch, like,
fine. I think you're nuts.
And you're okay to think that. I think Personally, I think I'm nuts because so many people love these films.
Yeah.
And like, I recognize Goodfellas and Scarface as great films. Will I ever sit down at Scarface and watch it again? I probably will not be able to. Did I love it when I watched it? Yes, absolutely.
What about
Scarface
Empire,
was
though?
fantastic.
Well, no, I don't know why I even asked that. I don't know why I even asked Empire Strikes Back.
Goodfellas was a fantastic fucking watch. Goodfellas was amazing.
Yeah.
Can I sit down and watch it again? No, and it's unfortunate.
I'm sure that's different, right? I don't even know why.
Attention span.
I don't know why I asked about Empire Strikes Back. I was gonna ask if that was the same deal, but completely different thing, right? Like,
no, you shut your whore mouth. You already pissed me off with Episode 9's original script.
No, obviously we can all sit down and watch Empire Strikes Back. Listen, listen. Here's the thing that I get though. Like Adam, I talked to him about this. Like, there are certain movies like that where I recognize they're fantastic, but I'm not always going to be in the mood to sit down and watch them. Like,
absolutely.
I get that. But Goodfellas, though, you put that on, I'm fucking watching it. Like, there's no question. That's like up there. That's
again
crazy. To me.
Loved it. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Will I be able to sit down and watch it again? Absolutely not.
Interesting.
And it's not saying that's a bad film. It's just like it's not my style of movie to watch. And I love mob history. I love mafia history. I love all that gangster shit.
Yeah.
I love it. My problem is like there's so much dialogue and not enough action for me. I don't even like action movies. Like, if we're gonna go action movies, the only action movies I love
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. John. Oh, you know what? I apologize, Edgar Wright. I apologize, but John Wick is way better. I
love John Wick.
I didn't even think about that, but John Wick is.
I agree. I love John Wick.
Look,
Keanu Reeves better.
Is the
I don't
boyfriend
know.
for a reason. Keanu Reeves is internet's boyfriend for a reason, but Keanu Reeves in that movie. Whew, I'm not even gay, but I would let Keanu Reeves dom me.
Yeah,
I would let him dom me.
He's pretty fucking great in that.
I want him to take me out for a glass of whiskey.
He's pretty fucking great in that.
Yes, those movies, hands down, phenomenal. Baby Driver, you know what? No, I take it back. I stupid of me to say that Baby Driver is topped by John Wick. They're on the same level.
I was gonna say they're close. It's hard to say which one's better.
They're same level. I'm not gonna give either or. I mean, like,
dude, I'll never forget the first time I saw fucking Baby Driver, and you get that ending action sequence, and the fucking gunshots go with the music.
Everything in that movie goes with the music.
It's pretty flawless, man. I think it's pretty flawless.
It's not close. That everything. It's not. You know how they make films, and they're like, yeah, the movie needs music that goes with it. No, they're like, the music needs a movie that goes with it.
Yeah.
And they did amazing.
You know,
that movie is what being somebody who loves audio.
Yeah.
That movie fucking blew me away. That movie became one of my favorite movies of all time. If somebody comes at me and asks me what my favorite movie is, I've never been able to give a solid answer. If somebody comes at me and asks me what my favorite movie is, I'm gonna be like Baby Driver, hands down, followed up by John Wick series.
Yeah. I mean, what about
just solid.
Have you seen Green Room by chance?
Green Room, I thought you said Green Mile. And
no, Green Room.
Mile is phenomenal.
Green Room.
I don't think I have.
I had this blue. You gotta check this out sometime.
Is it on your?
Yeah. It's on there.
I'll give it a shot.
I think you'll enjoy it. It's like action horror. You know what I mean? It's like suspense thriller action horror. It's pretty awesome. It's unique too because it's not like a plot. I'm not gonna give it away either because you want to be surprised by it.
I don't want you to.
Like it's a plot.
If I have another Sixth Sense instance, I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm.
It's a plot you've never seen in any other type of horror movie. Like, I thought it was really unique in that way, and the other part of it is...
I've seen a lot of horror movies.
Yeah. No, really, I don't think this plot's ever been used anywhere else, and the other part of it is, it's like, I think it's one that you'll be able to sit down and watch. It's not too long. I think it's like an actual hour and a half, and it's like a real quick, you know what I mean, like, watch. So it's like... There's a lot going on, you know what I mean? So it's not like it's quick. It's quickly paced.
See, that's part of the reason. So like mafia movies, that's part of the reason why it's hard for me to get into. And my friend Andy and I were talking about like war movies even. So like war movies are great.
Not They're fucking fantastic. Braveheart. I mean, no, Braveheart's fantastic. I was saying like Braveheart. Ooh.
I couldn't get into it that hard. That's just me. That's me. Again, I'm not saying they're bad. That's nuts. A bad movie. I'm not saying that's a bad movie. It's just these are movies that can't keep me like pulled in. These are movies that are fantastically directed, fantastically played out. The script is solid. Everything about it is amazing. But the problem is like it's just not my style.
I don't understand that though, because you watch Game of Thrones all the way through.
Game of Thrones was hard to get through for me. Do I love it? Absolutely. Will I watch it again? Absolutely. Will I watch 8th season all the way through? Never. Never. I will always stop with Arya stabbing the Ice King.
Oh, that's different. I was just saying,
Yeah,
like,
know,
Braveheart's
first-
like Game of Thrones though, in a movie form, but it's still really well fleshed out and amazing.
With one of my exes, I tried to watch
without the
Game
fantasy
of Thrones.
elements, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantasy is what draws me in.
Fantasy me too. I love fantasy, but like it feels like Braveheart's like approached as like a fantasy movie. You know what I mean? Like it has the same Game of Thrones approach to it because it almost feels like medieval times. But you're watching, you're like, I can't believe this shit actually happened. Mel Gibson.
Braveheart's okay. Yeah, I'm not a big Mel Gibson fan either.
What?
Yeah, I'm not.
He's
sorry.
An amazing filmmaker, man.
Maybe, but I'm just not big on him.
Oh wow.
It's not to shit on him as a director.
Like as a person, I understand why you're not big on him.
Oh God,
I understand that he's an asshole, but as an actor and I
try not to shit on people for their personality as when they're actors, because if they can play a good role, they can play a good role. Now, outside of that, I can definitely say like, I hate this person because of their fucking personality being shit. Yeah, Mel Gibson's personality is shit. Will I say he's a good actor? Absolutely. Am I big on him? Not at all.
Lethal Weapon, Patriot, Mad Max. I mean, really?
Patriot was a decent movie.
Patriot's awesome.
Patriot's is one of those war movies though, and like not as much as a war movie as like history.
Why don't you do this? I have a suggestion for you when it comes down to watching movies. I sent you a long list, and I feel like there's at least a few titles on there that are going to be tough for you to get through.
Could I watch Patriot again? Absolutely.
Yeah, but like, listen, I sent you a long list of recommendations, and I feel bad because I know there's a few titles on there that are going to be like that for you, where it's going to be tougher for you to get through. So I have a suggestion.
Will I still try? Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
I will never doubt a movie.
I have a suggestion. Just don't go into it saying I'm gonna watch this whole thing tonight. Go into it, be like, all right, I'll watch half tonight and half tomorrow. You know what I mean? That way it shortens the runtime for you.
That's where the problem runs for me, because if I don't watch it all the way through, I won't watch it again, and that's the problem. It's not like because I've tried that before. I actually have tried that before.
All right.
I tried that with I couldn't even fucking tell you. I tried that, and Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is an amazing movie.
No, it's not. It's fucking horrible. I think it's fucking horrible.
Could I watch it all the way through? No. Did I like it? Yes.
It's horrible. Sorry, Pearl Harbor's horrible in the sense of pacing, and I mean, I'm not trying to doubt like some of the hard work that went into that movie. I'm not trying to discard that. It's just the plot, the pacing. It's just not good, and it has good actors in it. But other than that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a good movie.
No, I can get that.
Yeah.
Me, the way I've watched Pearl Harbor, and the reason why I know all about the story is I watched it in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Again, in my own opinion, great movie. Me, the only reason I know about that is because just random clips.
Yeah.
The only reason I know about the film is random clips. Maybe if I watched it all the way through, I'd be like, yeah, I see where Dom's getting at. But like, I never watched it all the way through.
It's just
that's one of those.
That's tough to watch. That is tough to sit down and watch because it's boring as hell for the first.
I had a hard time with. You know what made it really hard? So Titanic, back when I had VHS.
Yeah.
Titanic had like 3 different VHS cassettes.
I remember. I used to have it, I think.
Yes. That was the hardest thing to get through. Is that movie bad? Not at all. I think it is a work of...
The ending's bad. Sorry.
The ending is horrible.
I don't like the ending.
No, the ending is garbage. But the movie as a whole, it's great.
I agree.
It's a great movie.
I agree. It's well made.
But honestly, like... It took me years to finally finish it while we still had just VHS. It took me years to finish it. I never finished it.
Yeah.
Like, it took me until we switched to DVD to finally finish those fucking movies.
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to figure something out then. Like, because there's so much you're missing on your list. I know you are in terms of what to watch.
I understand that.
You're gonna have to figure something out. But like,
because people keep asking
it's
me.
funny
People
because
keep asking me if I've seen The Irishman.
Right.
I don't want to make that movie bad for me by only being able to watch bits and pieces of it.
Right. Don't. I mean, just watch it straight through. I know it's hard.
It's so hard.
Why don't you picture them like? Why don't you like picture them as like say you put in The Departed or whatever. I think I put that on. That's one of them on your list, I think. But like,
we talked about that one.
Yeah, say you put it on or something, and you were just like, just think to yourself, all right, I'm gonna watch season 1 of The Departed instead of, you know what I mean?
It doesn't work that way for me because of how I binge. If I like something so much, I'm not gonna stop binging it until I'm done. So like. With Boruto, I had to stop myself from watching it so that way I'm not disappointed on the way. Like Mandalorian, you don't understand. With the Mandalorian, it is killer. I know it sucks for me too.
No, I don't like the week to week.
You don't understand. I am at work all day with literally nothing to do, and my mind is just set on what's going to happen next in The Mandalorian. And I'm putting all these theories together, and my mind is working an over fucking drive.
I get it.
Not just like, oh, this is a cool idea. Like, they could do this next. I'm like, they need to do this next. If they don't, I'm going to be upset.
Let's segue there. Let's talk about this last episode of Mandalorian.
I'm cool with that because I was going on.
First of all, let's get to the news stories first. So big spoiler warning, by the way, for everybody. If you haven't watched it yet, big spoilers for The Mandalorian. But all right, so first of all, the first thing I'll say about it is, so we had news stories come out. The first thing is Dave Filoni kind of sort of revealed, that, well, he said that what we are seeing at the end of Rebels may not have actually happened right after the Battle of Endor.
Wait, what?
So the end of Rebels.
I'm lost now. Excuse me.
So Filoni says that clip at the end of Rebels. You know the one I'm talking about. And spoilers for Star Wars Rebels also. With Ahsoka and Sabine.
Looking.
Right. He says that might not have actually happened where in the timeline where you thought it happened.
So he's semi-retcon.
No, he's saying that little moment might still happen yet.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh.
So it might be...
So we might see Sabine live action.
Possibly. Now, you got to remember the way he answered it.
You can't do this to me today.
It's possible.
Oh my God.
It's possible. Here's the thing, Ian. This thing, though, I wouldn't count on it, but it's possible. It's possible. But
I'm about to start crying.
I know. It's cool. But don't count on it, though, because the way he answered it was very vague. But don't count on it, please.
Look.
I'm begging you don't count on this, because I don't want you upset.
I'm reading into it too much.
Yeah, you are. I don't want you upset. Because the way he answered it was kind of like somebody asked him if that had happened right after the Battle of Endor. And I think Filoni basically said, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Kind of thing. I don't remember the exact quote, but that was one thing.
If I know anything... never mind. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
All right.
I'm going to shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If I know anything, the way this motherfucker works, it didn't happen. The way he answered that, it didn't happen right after the Battle of Endor.
Yeah, but you're reading into it too much. We don't know.
But this is the way I know this motherfucker works!
Yeah, but he could also be saying, like... that moment happened midway through the Battle of Endor or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible that too. Who knows? I just don't want to speculate too much. I don't want to disappoint myself. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm gonna keep back. And I feel like we've been more pleased by not reading into theories too much at this point.
I know. I have been. I've been pleased with the fact that our theory about Grogu has been wrong. At least as
it was kind of right, but
kind of right, kind of wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But listen, okay. So the other big news, just to get off of that, Rosario Dawson she just got interviewed after The Mandalorian, and she says that Lucas was on set when she was filming this episode.
I bet she shit her pants.
Yeah, she seemed to be. She was like it was weird because him and Dave were looking at me, but they weren't really looking at me. They were looking at Ahsoka and like kind of geeking out over the fact that this character is alive right now. And I thought that sounds really cool.
I'm sorry, I've never been so like cinematically turned on.
Well, wait till we get to the breakdown part to talk about that real quick. But because the other thing I wanted to add here was, I wanted to ask you, do you think that Lucas will come back in and start doing stuff for Lucasfilm, like movie film wise? Is that possible?
How old is Lucas?
They seem to be friendly with him. I mean, he's in his 80s, I think.
I'm not sure.
Well, Scorsese's like 90 and he's making movies.
I know that, but I'm saying I'm not sure because like he's been absent from so long.
Yeah. You want to know a theory I have though?
I feel like he just enjoys watching the direction. I think that's his thing.
You want to know a theory I have? I bet you he directed the finale of Mandalorian this season. That's just a bet.
Stop.
But no, here's why. I'm going to tell you exactly why because I was looking at the episode list. Now we know that Robert Rodriguez is going to direct an episode of Mando this season, right? So Robert Rodriguez, his episode has not been announced, and I understand why. He's a bigger name. So my guess is Robert Rodriguez is doing next week's. They've already said Rick Famuyiwa is doing episode 7. And the 8th and last episode, I bet you Lucas did. That's my guess. Which will probably be the one, and it's fitting because it'll probably be the one where they take Grogu to the Jedi Temple. And I think that would actually be pretty cool to see Lucas do and come in, and, And it's all going to work out as long as he does it, I mean, within Favreau's vision here, and it's not like, so, I know a lot of fans are going to be like, no, don't have him direct anything else, but in all honesty, like, I think working within the Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni field, it's going to work out pretty well.
My cheeks hurt from smiling so hard right now. Because I love that idea.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, seriously, like, him and Dave are buddies, why not?
Oh my God. Stop, Dom. Stop.
Oh, Georgie, what do you say? One more time for the boys, huh?
You know what? I will take one more time from George. Do I want him to continue? No. Do I want him to do at least one more? Yes.
See if
absolutely.
See if I remember.
That's my own.
See if I remember how to work this thing. Faster, more tense. All right, we got it.
Faster, more tense.
All right, boys, we're back. We're back. Oh, Daddy's back. All right. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
I can't.
Daddy's come for the paycheck, boys. Daddy's back.
Oh my God.
Well, Dave, what did I tell you about the special effects? The special effects without a story is an incredibly boring thing. Make sure you have the story, Dave. Sorry, I'm off on a thing, but all right, let's break this episode down though. Let's get to that so we can wrap up the show because we're going in pretty long.
Let's break down this samurai spaghetti western.
Oh, let me know in the comment section though if you think Lucas might direct this season. That's just a thought, but anyway.
Look, I want to know. Look, I really do want to know. I want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if they kept that under wraps all this time, but yeah. Listen, so let's talk about Mando season 2. What was this? Episode 5. No, yeah, episode 5, chapter 13, The Jedi.
The best episode out of all of Mandalorian.
You think so?
Oh,
yeah.
Hands down. That's not questionable.
I mean, yeah, Filoni really came in and he's listen, man, I love Dave Filoni as a creator, but much like Lucas, I mean, kind of was for Star Wars there for a minute. I mean, or is for Star Wars in all honesty. Filoni is the worst director to touch Star Wars. Like, it's true. Like, see, the thing with George is, like, he's the best and the worst director to touch Star Wars, in my opinion. And Dave now kind of has that, too. You know what I mean? Like, Dave was the worst last season because his live action stuff was, I mean, that episode 5 was horrible when they went to Tatooine last season. Awful. Absolutely awful. And that was one of the ones he did.
I didn't hate it.
It wasn't good. His pilot was good when, but it was fine, but Honestly, God's honest truth, I think that this is the best one of Mandalorian also. And it's easy to say because Ahsoka was there, and that's not it at all. I'm going to tell you why I like this one a lot more. It's because...
Yeah, it's more than just Ahsoka. It's way more than just Ahsoka. This
Well,
one was just
the Kurosawa influence is all over this thing, which makes me giddy. But
it's funny you say that, because there's so many people I've talked to so far who've stated they're like, this feels like I'm watching a samurai movie.
Right. Which Akira Kurosawa was great at, and Lucas and Filoni are both inspired by Kurosawa, and I mean, insane.
Even with their cowboy hats.
Yeah. But it's honestly, you know what it was? It was the way he utilized Ahsoka. To me, it was the perfect balance of fan service and being an original story and making bold decisions. If that makes sense. Like, it was the perfect balance of that, and he just somehow struck that chord with me. I mean, dude, right at the beginning, it's my third favorite lightsaber moment, dude. Or the one with her at the end, battling it out with the magistrate. Holy shit.
I love
third favorite lightsaber moment. Yeah.
I loved the fact that right there, for fans that didn't read or look into a lot of things, you found out that what is it? Beskar is reflective of sabers.
Right. No, I mean I didn't know that personally, and I read shit.
I didn't either.
And it was
I was talking to my friend Angel about it, and he said he knew.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I knew that they obviously wore that when they were fighting Jedi back in the day. Like, I knew Mandalorians and Jedi went to war and all that. That's explained in Rebels and Clone Wars, but
we didn't know this fact.
Right. And Ahsoka was, oh my gosh, right out of the gate, though. She comes in with the 2 white lightsabers. She is so killer, dude. I mean, right out of the gate, she comes in, and I was like, I can't believe they're starting it like this. And it felt like a horror movie right there in the beginning, right? Like, Ahsoka was
so
like a
good.
threat. It was amazing. And then she's slaughtering people, then she comes up, and then you see the look, and Rosario just does a fantastic job as this character. Like, fantastic.
Before I knew it was her, I thought it was the same girl who...
No, they didn't use Ashley Eckstein. They used Rosario Dawson, and she...
No. I thought it might have been... I thought it might have been the same girl who played in... I can't think of her name. From Marvel, God, what is it called? I can't think of it right now. I'm kind of brain dead from our conversation about the episode 9 original script, and some other things, but God, what is it called? Star-Lord. What is the name?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, I thought it was the same actress.
Oh, Gamora, Zoe Saldana.
Gamora.
No, it's not Zoe Saldana.
At first, that's who I thought it was.
Yeah, they kind of talk alike.
They
kind of talk alike more than anything, but
they look a little similar too.
Maybe, I don't know. I think you're not wrong.
The angles they shot at first, they looked similar.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So that's who I thought it was at very first, and I was like, I love this actress pick. And then I found out who it was, and I was like, I love it even more.
Maybe they were trying to get Zoe Saldana, and they were like, all right, we can't get her who looks like her. Oh, Rosario Dawson, we'll grab her. But she did a phenomenal job with the character. Like, this is my favorite rendition of Ahsoka. I'm being dead serious. Like, it's the best she's ever been.
It's so solid.
Yeah,
so
and that's
solid.
not an insult to Ashley Eckstein. I thought she did a good job in the voicing her in the shows and everything. Like, but she brought her to life, and I'll always remember that. But
the only time that the voice actor is going to be better than the actor is going to be Mark Hamill with the Joker. I'm sorry, not to poop on everybody else who's a voice actor. I love my.
I don't know about that. Like, had they not gotten Katie Sackhoff to do Bo-Katan, I probably would have been pretty upset. Because, like, I think she voices her so well in that show.
No,
I'm so glad they did, but, you know.
But they still picked the same actress.
No, I know. They did a good job. I'm just saying that, my point is, but this is the best we've seen Ahsoka. I think the stuff, the Grogu thing, I'm not sure if I'm sold on that yet. I just need to hear it more to get used to it, I think. But does it bother me? No. It doesn't,
the name,
ruin the show.
Okay. A lot of people are upset about the name.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin it for me. It's like,
not at all.
It's like Yoda's not really any better when you think about it, so it makes sense. I mean, right? It makes plenty of sense.
I'm not bothered by it.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't ruin it. I'm just not sold on it yet. I just need to hear it more and get used to it. But yeah, I mean, there were some real great cinematic shots too in this one. I mean, there's just a shot that I could just sit here and look at this shot all day of Ahsoka holding Grogu, like with the moon behind them, and like it's such a beautiful shot of the two of them. I mean, things that worry me moving forward. I don't want them. I like having the Force in the show. I don't want them to go too much into it. I was perfectly okay with it in this episode, and it's turned out to be the best episode that they've had so far, I think, in this entire series. But I don't want them to dive too deep into the Force. I think that can ruin the show. I think they need to use that kind of thing sparingly. If Ahsoka gets her own series, that would be a better place to use the Force. It would be a better place to go into that kind of lore. But for The Mandalorian, I don't want it to change just because we have these characters from Rebels and Clone Wars and things.
I agree.
I just want it to be still Mandalorian, so if you're going to bring these guys in, I'm good with it. Like, if Ahsoka showed up in the next episode tomorrow or whatever, like I would be like, okay, I'm fine with that too, but just don't overdo her. That's all. And I think they did a good job at that. They kept her in the show, and it was the best way to introduce her to live action. They managed to do that while still keeping this an episode of The Mandalorian. Best one we've seen. And so, yeah, I mean, it does get me excited for the future. I mean, he's taken Baby Yoda to a Jedi temple. Who's the Jedi that's going to show up? It's the big question on everybody's mind. I think it's going to be Ezra. I think that makes the most sense.
It's gonna be two people, one of two people, Ezra or Cal.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little more convinced that it might be Luke Skywalker, just slightly more. I don't think so, but Ezra or Cal will probably be who it is. Yeah.
Ezra Cal would make the most sense to me.
But I would love the excitement on some people's face if Luke showed up, I mean, it would be exciting for some people. But I want Ezra or Cal. I want Ezra or Cal. I
don't want Luke. I love Luke. I don't want Luke.
Genuinely, at this point, I would be more excited if it was Cal Kestis. As much as I wanted
Cal to be. Look, if we got Cameron,
right? Because he's just awesome.
Cameron in that, hands down. I'm not sure how far you're into Shameless yet, but
enough to know that he's great in the show. I mean,
oh my god,
yeah.
Look, it's hard to say who's the best actor or actress in that show, but Cameron is there. Cameron is hands down there, and I want him to be a solid part, not just video game part. I want him to be a solid part of this series. Honestly, I really want him to be a part of the Star Wars live action series.
He'd be fun.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, man, I don't know. It's a rant, and I don't want to get into that.
Monaghan is that his last name? Monaghan.
Yeah, I think
look, Cameron, if I ever meet you in real life, I'm so sorry, bro.
They really could, man. They really, if they wanted to, they can make these Star Wars series year round, and we can have them all year, and it'd be fun. But we'll see,
it'd be
man.
Amazing if they release them like, here's your Mandalorian. Now here's your right after Mandalorians, here's your Boba Fett series. Now
it might happen that way. I bet you next year we get Mando and Obi-Wan back to back next year. I bet you that's how that works.
I will be pleased. I will be thoroughly and utterly.
And shit, if Boba Fett's filming right now, we're probably going to get that first before any of those. That'll probably come in the summer.
I don't care at this point. I want it.
It might be a limited run, but shit, I'll take it.
I want them to release things to where it's like I have Star Wars all year round.
I know. I feel that way.
Like I'm dying waiting for The Witcher.
I know. Oh, Witcher, yeah. Shit, I need that in my life too.
I absolutely need it in my life.
Yeah. But dude, we're going on closer to 2 hours here.
We didn't even cover this show.
Yeah, we did. We were talking about it.
Was it spoiler free or?
No, you dive in. What do you want to say? Go ahead. I'll let you. Don't rush. You're fine. We got time.
I don't think we dived completely in. We just talked about certain characters. That was it. We didn't really dive into the feeling of the show. The show was definitely samurai, but let's be honest, dude. Let's be honest. Like the whole mind connection that Ahsoka had with Grogu, I felt like that just confirms that Ahsoka, by the end of episode 9, is not dead. That's my own theory.
I don't know. I think she's dead.
I don't, because my friend and Angel and I talked about this. We talked about this, and I was like, Yoda did talk to Kanan and Ezra.
And I agree with you there. I agree with you there. But my point is what good would it do if she wasn't dead? Then
what good would it do if she was dead?
Well, I feel like
there's no until we
well,
have
I
a
feel
solid
like it could do a lot of good
ending.
Right.
There's no good or bad.
All right, I was gonna save this for something else, but I'll talk about it here too. I'm gonna say something that's incredibly controversial. I'm not talking about now. Let me preface this by saying I'm not talking about if one is better than the other. So don't get me wrong, at all here. My point is, and I'm just talking character specifically. I'm talking character specific. What they did with the Ahsoka Tano, when you break it down, you got to hear me out, okay? What they did with Ahsoka, when you break it down, was not all that different than what they did with Luke in Last Jedi. I know that's a hot topic for people, but listen, hear me out. So, basically what happened with Luke, right? Rey came to Luke, and we expected Luke to train Rey. Same with Mando and Ahsoka. Mando brought the baby to Ahsoka, and he expected Ahsoka to train the child, and we did too as the audience. And then they flipped that on us. They flipped that on us.
I didn't expect it at all.
Yeah,
because how are they going to continue the show without the baby?
Right, I agree. But see, the thing is, and the other thing is, excuse me, I'm sorry, but the other thing is, the reason Ahsoka doesn't want to train the child is because of what she has seen the dark side do, and she's scared of that and hesitant. Luke Skywalker, same thing. He saw what it did to his nephew, and he doesn't want to train Rey because of that. To me, they did I understand that they're different characters, but they did fundamentally the same thing. And it's like, I understand the episode as a whole had a different aesthetic. I'm talking character specific. So my first,
no,
my first,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, my first thing was going to be, the first point I wanted to make is the only difference, and I think fans need to admit this, okay, is that Ahsoka came in with her lightsabers being all badass like, and I think Luke Skywalker.
But she's also not a Jedi.
And we're also used to seeing her being badass with the sabers. And the thing with Luke is we're not used to seeing him. So what they did with Luke was more consistent. And I still think Luke was badass in a different way. But I think fans need to admit that the only reason they didn't like the direction of Luke Skywalker, whether he died at the end of that movie or not, is because he didn't come out with the sabers all badass like they were expecting. I think people need to admit that. No, I agree.
He doesn't need to.
And here's the other part of this. So my point was, I was going to bring this full circle with what you were asking. What would be the point of killing Ahsoka? And my thinking was, I don't know, it could be a cool sacrifice like Luke made, for the greater good. Who knows?
If they actually do that, then yes. But as of right now, we don't have anything to say, what's the good.
True,
or what's the
true.
bad.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that that's possible because I feel like, to bring my point full circle, if Ahsoka was because I know people would argue that, well, at least Ahsoka didn't die at the end, and I'm thinking, yeah, well, if she had to sacrifice herself for the greater good, she probably would, Same as Luke.
I don't want, okay, so me saying what I said, what good or what bad does it do, I don't think I want... People are listening.
This wasn't a stab at you either, by the way. So, but go on.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But now that you pointed that out to me, I want to make sure that the people that listen to this understand that Ahsoka is a different character than Luke. Luke is his own character. He made a sacrifice for his own reasons. Whether it was written that way or not, Luke would have made that decision. He would have. Because it was for the greater good.
I feel that way too.
Skywalker way. Whether you're, a fucking Jedi or a Sith.
They always sacrifice themselves. All of them did.
what was Shmi? Shmi, was that her name?
Yeah. I mean, she still sacrificed herself.
Shmi sacrificed herself.
When you think about it.
I agreed with you. The moment you made this point on one of our episodes.
Yeah.
Shmi sacrificed herself. She said, save my son. She didn't say save us.
Right.
Save my son. You were right. She sacrificed herself. She could have been like, yo, save us, or just save me. She said, fuck that. Save my son.
Yeah.
So that way I can keep you guys from getting all attacked and shit.
Yeah. But Yeah, man, I don't know.
It was a sacrifice. So all in all, I want to say that yes, Ahsoka doesn't have to necessarily die, but no matter what, Luke and Ahsoka are just as powerful as each other with the type of movements they make.
Yeah.
It's not that one's better than the other. I'm not going to say one is better than the other, even though I do like Ahsoka more. One is not better than the other.
Yeah.
Ahsoka does not have to die to make episode 9 for me. Ahsoka can live. Ahsoka can pass away.
Sure.
And move on in the Force.
No, I don't care either way. I'm just telling you what I think. I think that she's
I
dead.
get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
I don't care either way. Just make it good.
I'm not.
That's all I
you
care
out
about.
either.
If you make it good, I'm good. You know, like
Look,
I'm fine. You know,
I trust Filoni, and more importantly, trust the cowboy hat of Filoni.
Oh, brother.
So
Yeah.
I mean, back to the direction of this episode.
Yeah.
I love the Force connection she had with Grogu, and I love the connection it showed with Din Djarin.
Yeah.
I love that connection because because Grogu obviously has the same fears that Cal Kestis has. He doesn't want to be shown. He doesn't want to get caught, and he wants to just live a normal life because he's terrified.
Grogu, you mean Din Djarin?
Din Djarin, my brother.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just wanted to make sure.
So the moment Din Djarin is like, "Yo, hey, I need you to do this," Grogu's like, "Okay, fine," but like Ahsoka asks him to do it, and he's just like, "Nah,
Yeah.
I'm terrified. Sorry, Chief.
Yeah.
Not my route." But
Yeah.
Din Djarin's like, "Yo, you want this, don't you?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, I want it."
Yeah.
And going into the invasion of the town, the invasion of the town was awesome.
Yes. Yes.
I loved the assassin droids that were
Man,
awful.
Mandalorian.
I loved how they got fucked up so easily.
Mandalorian and a Jedi. They'll never see
Yeah.
it coming. They'll never see it coming. That was cool.
Look, it's funny. It's funny because on one side of the wall you have this spaghetti western between the Mandalorian and the magistrate's right hand man.
Yeah.
On the other side you have
it's
a
samurai.
fucking samurai flick. Yeah, and my friend
Yeah.
Angel pointed this out to me. I was like, "You're not even fucking wrong, though.
No,
this is so true."
It blended the Western and the samurai film together.
It
into
did an
one thing,
amazing job.
Yeah, it's true.
It did fantastic. This episode, and it was amazing. And then the moment that Thrawn was mentioned, I almost shit myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reveal. We didn't talk about that. That's right.
Exactly. This is why I wanted to continue.
Yeah. No.
Look,
Absolutely.
This episode's going on forever, but this needed to continue.
I'll be honest. I knew it was going to happen. You can ask Josh.
Thrawn?
Yeah, I had that leaked to me though.
I didn't.
I had it leaked.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
I
ask
didn't
Josh
know
because
it
I
was gonna
texted. Well, I texted Josh earlier in the week, and I was like, "You're gonna be one happy camper, brother," because I knew that Thrawn was coming, right? And so, that's his favorite character of all time.
Yeah.
So and you can ask him. I did send him that text, so I knew fucking everything. I'm not gonna lie to you about this episode.
How did you get it leaked to you?
I went snooping around stupidly. I just need to not do that.
No, don't do that.
The only
because
reason
then
I
you're
wanted to
gonna
know
leak it
about
me
this.
somehow.
Well, listen. The only reason I wanted to know about this episode is because Ahsoka's one of my favorites, man. I needed to make sure they were taking care of my girl. You know what I mean? But I didn't expect to find a Thrawn leak too while I was doing
Right
that.
away.
So
Before the episode,
my
even
bad.
like before the day of the episode, even.
Who'd have thought? Seriously, who'd have thought Thrawn? Like, come on. That's incredible.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Not me. Not me.
It was incredible, dude. Like, yeah, no, seriously. Even without the, I mean, it was the way she said it. I mean, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn? I was like, fuck.
Nut. Insta nut.
Yes. Where is
Fucking
he?
slap that nut button.
Where is he, Dave? Where is Thrawn?
For real, Dave. Where's Thrawn? Where's Thrawn? Where is he? Where is he?
No, man, I'm excited. I need more of this Thrawn business. That better get followed up on soon.
Honestly, if they wait 2 years to follow up on it, I'm fine. Any more than that, that's what I'm gonna do.
Thrawn's so fucking ruthless. He's not force sensitive, but he might even show up at the Jedi Temple. You know what I mean? Just like, he's that ruthless.
That motherfucker doesn't need to be force sensitive.
Well, especially
he's his own force.
Especially and we don't know this. If he's like Moff Gideon's leader, But if he's like pulling the strings of the Empire right now, like, and the Empire's tracking Din Djarin, he could show up at the temple and interfere. It's possible.
I think I just shit my pants.
Yeah,
I need to go change
that's
them.
possible.
Thanks.
Holy fuck! Yeah, that's what I want to know.
That.
Is he in charge of this operation? Is he in charge of Operation Bring Back Palpy? Like, because I need to know this shit. Like, he got the clones going on, and I feel like we're not gonna find shit out till episode 8, though.
That's fine. I can wait. I'll wait. I don't want
more.
to, but I'll wait. Exactly why I'll wait.
Oh,
if it's any longer than that, I'd be pissed.
This show's great anyway, so like, yeah, I'll wait.
So
I love watching.
I feel like the amount that I covered, it was just enough to cover that whole episode because it's not a big episode. It really isn't. There's not a lot of change in scenery. There's not a lot of change to the story. It's very
right.
Honestly, this was the episode that felt the shortest to me, but it felt like it was the hugest episode they've made.
Sure, I agree.
It was a ginormous.
It just felt very cinematic. I mean, the last one did too. But like, this one even more so.
This one was so much.
There was something to it, yeah, for sure. And it just
look, Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan.
Yeah, that was massive.
But like Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean, there was something about the aesthetic to it. Like, it felt like its own piece of art, but it also was a piece of art that fit in with all the other pieces of art that were in the season. You know what I mean? Like, it just made sense. It made sense to bring in Ahsoka the way they did in this episode.
It really did. And I want to point out to people that are like, Ahsoka's not supposed to be like that. She's a Jedi. Watch Clone Wars all the way the fuck through and watch Rebels all the way the fuck through, and you realize that she says, I'm not a Jedi.
You didn't see that episode in Clone Wars yet where she fights Pre Vizsla.
I can already tell you. I'm not.
Can I tell you just one little thing that happens in that episode?
No, you cannot. No, the fuck you cannot.
Can I tell you one little thing that happens, please? I'm excited.
What episode is... No, you cannot.
It's in season 4. It's in season 4.
I'll get to it eventually. You'll have to wait.
Okay, well, pay close attention.
No spoilers to me.
I'm not, but pay close attention to what she does in the episode when she fights Pre Vizsla, because it's right before she fights him, and pay attention to what she does, because it's the dopest thing that she does almost in her entire story. It's one of the dopest things, but
okay,
it happens quick, so pay attention to that one. You'll know it because it's her and Lux. You'll know who he is later. Her and Lux go to fight these Mandalorians. So just pay attention to that episode.
Okay, yeah. I will. I definitely will. I mean, I pay attention to them anyway. That's why I
pay very close attention. It happens so quick. If you blink, you'll miss it.
That's why I've been taking a while with this show, is because like I have to go through and like make sure I'm paying attention to the right episodes.
There's a lot you don't have to pay attention, but this one pay attention.
No, I'm paying attention to all.
Yeah, it's all great. It's all great stuff though.
I feel like we've covered what we needed to cover this episode, and I have to piss so bad.
No, that's great. Listen, guys, let us know what you thought of The Mandalorian, the latest episode, Chapter 13, The Jedi, Season 2, Episode 5, directed by Dave Filoni. Let us know what you thought of that in the comments below. That was a mouthful. All right, this has been Dom's Corner. I've been your host, Dom Martino, and I've been sitting here with Ian J. Schick. Ian, real quick, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Jutacular_Ian on YouTube or Instagram, or maybe it's just Jutacular Ian, one word. I don't know. Either way, Dom's gonna link it, and in the great words of Patrick Star, I love you.
All right, and I've been Dom Martino, once again, your host, as I've been every week, and I'm very sorry we're getting the show up a day late, by the way, but it was all kind of worth it to get this new look we have going here. Ian will see that a little later, and he's going to be excited about that, so...
I'm excited to see it right now.
Pretty cool stuff. So, hey, guys, thank you for joining today. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, and share this with your friends, as always. Once again, I've been Dom Martino, and thank you guys for joining, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. All right.